This is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. Milwaukee Bucks' three-game winning streak comes to an end last night at the hands of the Orlando Magic. 118-99, the final score last night. The Bucks and Magic back-to-back part 2 tomorrow night in Orlando. Tip time at 6 o'clock. Pre-game coverage here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN, joined after Jim, Matt, and Molly. Tonight, Wisconsin men's basketball on the road for a top 10 showdown as they visit 8th-ranked Illinois in Champaign. Tip time set for 7 o'clock. Televised, streaming exclusively on Peacock. The Badgers listed as 10.5-point underdogs for tonight's game, coming off their controversial overtime loss in Bloomington against the Indiana Hoosiers on Saturday. If you missed any of head coach Greg Gard's appearance on Wilde and Tausch yesterday, find it in full on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and on the ESPN Wisconsin app. And the latest Packers conversation coming up next. Wilde and Tausch starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Tuesday edition. Tausch has got a little something from a conversation yesterday, I see, that Jesse has planned to start the show edition. The Evan Cohen scheduled to appear edition. The Jordan Love was on Radio Row. Somehow I missed that. Did he say anything compelling, Jesse? We'll find out together. Coming up edition. And the Mark Chmura said something this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. He asked me if Goody was arrogant or stubborn. Not sure I think he's either of those things, but maybe. I want to get into that with old T, see what he thinks. Edition of Wilde and Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and I'm retweeting it from Twitter right now. And, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free, and all-customizable ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios from his undisclosed location. He is the Packers Hall of Famer. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing?
Well, I'm looking at the YouTube, and there we are. We're up and running. And the question is Sam Darnold actually better than Jordan Love? Is that what we're talking about today, Jesse?
With Evan Cohen coming up at 9:35, I think it should be. They were talking about it yesterday on their show, and I think depending on what you guys think of examining the Super Bowl champion quarterback, that seems to be an interesting comparison these days.
Really, I think the more interesting question, because anyone that has evaluated quarterbacks would say no. You watch the arm talent, and listen, Sam Darnold won a championship. He deserves a ton of credit. But if John Schneider could have Jordan Love as his quarterback, he'd take him tomorrow. There's not a question about that.
Yeah.
And are there other teams that would not take Jordan Love? Yeah, there's some teams, but they're not many. So what this is, the real question is, after watching this season shake out and the injuries and the amount of money that you spend, what's the best way to go about building a roster and winning a championship? That, to me, is the more interesting question.
That is an
because the
interesting
Sam
question.
Darnold, Jordan Love question is dumb. I think Sam Darnold, if he was a general manager, would take Jordan Love over Sam Darnold.
I think you're right.
And I'm not joking about that.
No, I think you're right.
Now,
Do you want to hear what they said yesterday then? Because
sure, go ahead.
well,
he wanted to say not really right there.
he did.
Well, if you actually queued the audio up, I want to hear it. So, yeah.
There it is. Yeah, this is from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio yesterday morning, reacting to the big game and the win for the Seattle Seahawks.
The big game.
I'll make a statement to you. He's better than Jordan Love. He's a better player and he's had a better career than Jordan Love.
He is more accomplished than Jordan Love.
No, he's become a better player.
Jordan Love is an enigma. So how about this? I'll give you this. Sam Darnold has been more consistently excellent the past 2 seasons than Jordan Love. I don't think that Jordan Love has reached his peak yet, and I don't think...
I could say the same thing for Sam Darnold.
You don't think he's reached his peak?
I can say the same thing for Sam Darnold.
He just won a Super Bowl. You don't think he's reached his peak?
He's 28 years old. He's 28 years old, and he is as physically talented as the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Like Sam Darnold, to me, is still an ascending player. He can still
and Jordan
get
Love
better.
is not?
He can. I'm not saying Jordan Love isn't,
Okay.
but they're both getting better.
That's the Unsportsmanlike crew yesterday. So who's saying it? They're groupthink. 5 to 9 a.m. They're all in agreement.
I will say this. I didn't realize that Sam Darnold is only a year older than Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until they just said it.
Drafted in 18.
I did not realize that.
Love was drafted in 20. I feel like Darnold's been around way longer than that.
Wow. That caught me by surprise, I will admit. And now I am pausing. I am still Team Tausch on this. But it is giving me a little bit of pause because my initial reaction was, come on, man. I mean, pure talent. I loved where that started, where it was he's more accomplished, right? I'll agree with that.
No blank. He's got a Super Bowl. That's
right. But I was not ready to delve into this. Maybe I need to think about this a little bit more. He turned the ball over more than anyone in the league, I believe, last season. And the reason why they are the Super Bowl champions, I mean, there's a variety of reasons. But one of them is he didn't turn it over in the playoffs at all. Am I correct about that? I believe he had 0 turnovers in the
Seattle
3 playoff
had no
games.
turnovers throughout the whole postseason. Yep.
Yeah, that helps you win a lot of football
games. They only had to play
games.
3. They didn't have to play 4, so that matters.
Jamie in Orlando, come on. Sam Darnold is not as good as Jordan Love. He just was on a really good team. Yeah, I still believe that our initial reaction was the right one, that no, Sam Darnold is not
Why
better.
are you pausing? Why are you hesitating? Because you can't. Here's the problem with Evan and Chris and Michelle just kind of went through the problem with sports talk radio. Like they just hit it. Your
Palming.
everything is, and trust me, I fall into this too from time to time. You've been doing this 10 years. It's going to happen. You become prisoners of the moment. And you have to have a reaction to everything. And when you don't have something that you kind of put your meat your meat and potatoes into
every
day, and you don't actually cover it on a consistent basis, your perspective can just be completely go with the wind.
You're right.
That's what happened here. Sam Darnold won in a game that I don't even think he threw 50% completion percentage. Now, was he really good in the NFC Championship game, which indeed was the Super Bowl? He was. He played great. He did enough. He made a couple of huge plays. Sam Darnold is a really nice NFL quarterback. As long as everything around him is really good, he is going to be fine. He is not going to be the main reason you win a Super Bowl, but he will be a big part of the team, and he'll help you get along and do that. He had an up-and-down regular season. He has had an up-and-down career. He's obviously talented. He was the 3rd overall pick in 2018. But because his team dominated a game defensively, their special teams is the best in the business all season, they end up kicking a ton of field goals. If New England had any type of competent offense, that 12-0 lead would have been nothing. It would have been 12-7, and all of a sudden then 2014 NFC Championship game vibes, but that wasn't the case because Seattle's defense was dominant. John Schneider built a hell of a team, and part of the reason is he got Sam Darnold to play at a really nice level for a lot less than the going rate for starting NFL quarterbacks. And if John Schneider today had to pay Sam Darnold $60 million to be his quarterback, he wouldn't be on the Seattle Seahawks.
You're right.
That's how I feel about it.
Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl, 19 of 38, exactly 50%. For
That's
200
worse than Caleb Williams, for Pete's sake.
For 202.
Caleb Williams is looking at those numbers and saying, you can't win with that. Well, I'll tell you what. I knew this was going to happen. The Bears fans are stoked. And one of the big reasons, I obviously wanted Green Bay to beat the Bears for a lot of reasons, but I knew this would be a long, long offseason if we didn't, because Bears fans could put their chest out. And I put what I thought was a pretty common sense tweet out on Sunday. I haven't tweeted since. Bears fans have really gotten after me. There is a lot of Bears fans in our orbit. And no blank Sherlock. Oh, you win games. That helps you win. What my point was, the regular season is very important, and you have to be able to win a division to give yourself optimal opportunities to go and win a championship. And it just turned into kind of Sewage City, USA, which, I'll get down with the Ninja Turtles, man. I'm not afraid of the Ninja Turtles. We get pizza. We're in the sewer. I'm all right with doing it once in a while. I ain't going to live down there, though. I'll grab a slice and I'll come back up. I'm not interested in putting a bed down there and living. And that's the problem when you lose to the Bears in a playoff game. You're going to end up in Sewage City quite a bit, and that's what happened to me yesterday.
The tweet posted at 11:07 p.m. after the Super Bowl.
A couple of Euchre championships in between there, which was nice.
Congratulations.
Continue.
Well done.
As of the latest count, it has 1,100 likes. So, look at the positives. And 126 responses. First of all, whoever gave you the no blank Sherlock, obviously not familiar with your no blank blank work. It seems pretty benign to me. Like, I'm surprised that incurred the wrath of your Bears fan friends. I will admit the Bears fans' chest puffing and general douchiness has me, to some degree, regretting my proclamation that I wanted Caleb Williams to be good, so the Bears would be good, so this rivalry would be compelling, because they're a lot to handle. They're a lot. And so I think...
do you think Bears fans feel Packer fans are a lot to handle?
Probably, right? Probably. I don't deal with I'm not a
feel
Bears
like
writer
we're-
dealing with Packers fans, so
No.
maybe not.
I just feel like for the last 15 years, it's been more, we haven't really looked at them.
Right.
And I think
I would
that's
agree.
probably real irritating to them. And now that we have to look at them, they're going to make sure we have to stare for a while. That's how I look at that.
These are all fair observations. Jesse, I guess my question for you is, because we're going to now discuss this with Evan when he joins us at 9:30, do you agree with Tausch or do you agree with Evan?
I don't think Sam Darnold's better than Jordan Love, but I think they're comparable because I don't think there's one thing you can look at with either of them and say they do it really well. I think they do a lot of things good. But I don't think there's, like, that's my issue with Jordan Love so far, is I don't think he can get to the great threshold until he shows that he can do something great.
Are they on the same tier? Jordan Love and Sam Darnold, same tier?
Yeah.
Well, then it's not a crazy statement.
Darnold might be a half step up because he just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
so
again,
then you agree with Evan.
We're not assessing it based on what they accomplished as a team, because defensively they were better, special teams wise, as Tausch has talked about repeatedly. And
You know what? Last year, Sam Darnold beat us twice with
He
the
did.
Vikings.
Yeah.
He did. Against a pretty good defense, I might add.
Maybe for as much as I just gave Canty, Michelle, and Evan a bunch
See?
of grief.
He's the winningest
No,
quarterback
hold
in the
up.
last 2 seasons.
Hold up a second. If you let me finish.
We will.
I said that a lot of times when you're on a national perspective, you're looking at things more big picture, where we are looking at things, we're in it, right? We're dissecting one football team, so we know, at least we hope to know, a lot more. And you can be blinded by that. Statistically, Jordan's better. Eye test, Jordan's better. But the results, they're not better. The results, Jordan Love has been, what is he, 29-20 and I know you don't go win-loss as a start as a
The Packers
starting
record in
quarterback.
games in which Jordan Love started, is that what you're looking for?
Sure.
Okay, I'll get that for you.
So I think you have to look at this, and Sam Darnold with Kevin O'Connell, they beat us twice. And that's a big reason, Minnesota, without him, obviously they struggled immensely offensively, having J.J. McCarthy. There is a potential that we're looking at this thing from a green and gold colored lens a lot deeper than maybe others are.
The Packers' record in games Jordan Love started in the regular season is 27-20-1. In the postseason, 1-3.
Yep. Yeah.
So, but again, everything factors in to which games you win and which games you lose, not just quarterback play. Obviously, the Seahawks played the Patriots in the Super Bowl on Sunday. They also played them 11 years ago. Tom Brady gets the quarterback win in that Super Bowl, but Malcolm Butler won that game, right? By intercepting the pass at the goal line. Because otherwise, Tom Brady gets the L in that game. That's what decided that game.
So here's what I would say. You just watch these two quarterbacks play. I think most people watching would say Jordan's better, and he's more consistent. He doesn't have, he had the stretch where he turned the football over. I think he's past that. At least we all hope he's past that. Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold's not. Now, he did have a great playoff run where
he was great in that Rams game. I mean, he was really, really good against the Rams.
Yeah, he played really well in a big game. Jordan Love played really well in the first half
of a big game.
He didn't play really well in the second half of the Bears game. And that's why this narrative can even be brought to the table with any type of intelligence. And I think it's probably a fairer conversation than maybe I initially thought, but I still stand by with what I said in the beginning.
Wait, so you just did what I did?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. I initially agreed with you wholeheartedly, and then I said, well, now I have to pause and think about this a little more. I think you just said it. So
I'm saying I understand. I disagree. I still disagree with the sentiment, but I'm not going to poo-poo the entire conversation.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay. Well, I'm very curious what our fans think. We need to get ready to talk to Evan. So use the text portion of the talk and text line, the carbless talk and text line, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776.
I'll for certain say this. Seattle special teams markedly better than ours. Markedly better than ours.
Well, no, blank Sherlock.
And that's why they're Super Bowl champs, and that's why we're not. It's a part of it.
It's a part of it, for sure.
Part of it.
Their defense was really, really good. And they took advantage of the fact that the New England Patriots couldn't protect their quarterback.
Was their defense very, very good on that Thursday night against the Rams? No. Was their defense very, very good against the Rams?
No, I'm talking about the game on Sunday. I was just talking about the game on Sunday.
Yeah, that's one game. By the way, Denver's defense shut New England down worse than they did. And how'd Green Bay do against Denver's defense at their place? Now, granted, it snowed. Whatever, I get that. But let's not act as if Seattle's defense is like the 2000 Ravens. Like, they're not. They're good. Today's good. They're really good. But let's get some offense against them and see. And my point is Denver and Seattle had the best defenses, and they had the top seed in the NFL. Denver, if their quarterback doesn't break his ankle the week before, they're playing Seattle in the Super Bowl. And then we'd see how good Seattle's offense was. Because Seattle's offense against New England wasn't that great either, by the way. Their running game, they got loose and had some nice things. But it wasn't Sam Darnold dicing and slicing them up. And Matthew Stafford diced and sliced that group up. So I get all this, everything. I understand it, but come on now. Let's also look at this thing rationally.
Just for the record, the Seattle Seahawks led the NFL in scoring defense. They were number one in scoring defense. Denver was 3. The Packers were 11th. In total defense, the Seahawks were 6th. Houston was the best. Denver was the second best. So, to your point, if Denver's not playing Jared Stidham in the AFC Championship game in a snowstorm, maybe it is Denver-Seattle, which would have been the 2 number 1 seeds, which would have given you further evidence of the value of the most important number 1 seed. But I would also say this. I think that would underscore the fact that Jordan Love is probably a better quarterback if the Packers' defense is even better than it's been. And we certainly have plenty of evidence in Aaron Rodgers' time that when your defense is middling at best, it makes it really hard, and even great quarterbacks can't overcome mediocrity defensively. There's nothing even remotely close to mediocrity when it comes to Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, which you can see for yourself at the NARI Home Show this weekend.
In our homes, they need to be ready for just about anything in the state of Wisconsin, and that's year-round. We've seen it January, cold, warm, all of a sudden now it's getting nice out again. That's why Pella focuses on quality and durability in everything that they do. And this weekend, visit Pella at the NARI Spring Home Improvement Show, Feb 13th through the 15th. Is there anything more romantic than going down on Valentine's Day and going to the NARI Spring Home Improvement Show? You tell me. I don't know anything. The Wisconsin State Fair Park. You can book an in-home consultation at the show and receive a free Design Works rendering. You can go get flowers, or you can say, I'm going to take care of my family. I want to save money on our energy bills, and I want to get new blanket windows that are going to do that. You can do all of that with Pella. Don't miss out, because now you get 0 financing for up to 4 years, 0% financing. That ends at the end of February. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
They're not exclusive. You could get flowers on the way home from the NARI show and do both.
No, nobody said you can't. I'm saying if I had to pick, I want great windows and doors that are going to save me a bunch of money. I can get flowers year-round. I don't have to just do it on the 13th, 14th, 15th.
We will continue this conversation. Dr. Denver Dan in the YouTube comments. We didn't even beat the damn Bears, so how about we don't compare ourselves to the Seahawks? Well, no, that's what we're doing. We're comparing the quarterbacks as well. I love how it's the rest of the team's fault, but not the guy making $55 million a year who gets hurt every 4 or 5 games. I don't know if I agree with that. But I will say this, and we've talked about this as being the cost of doing business at the quarterback position, and while some who have been on our panel don't think what you make should factor into your expectations for someone, at some level, it's okay for us to expect more from Jordan Love than what we've gotten. I don't think that that's an unreasonable take. He's played at a high level much of the time. Much of the time. But it's not unreasonable to want more, right? I would think that Jordan Love wants to play better, too, if he's being honest. We'll talk more about this next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Roses are red, mountains are blue, have a Coors Light or two. Mark Tauscher here, and nothing says Happy Valentine's Day to me like the Blue Mountains of cold, refreshing Coors Light. And whether you're tailgating pregame, cracking one open during the game, or celebrating a big win after the game, or you just need a moment to chill, crack open a Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, co-filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection, which besides the refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories. Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the NARI Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free Design Works rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From the opening kickoff to the fifth quarter, through the cold, the rain, and the grind of Saturdays in Camp Randall, Badgers don't quit. It's the roar on third down, the jump around that shakes the stadium, the traditions you bring to life every game day. Badgers are in it together, and the 2026 season starts with you. Wisconsin football season tickets are on sale now. Lock in your seats for every home game at uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Be a part of what it means to be a Badger.
Mark Tauscher here, and Cupid called. He wants you to try Pizza Hut's heart-shaped pizzas. Perfect for date nights, Valentine's gatherings, or treating yourself because, hey, you deserve it. Starting at just $13.99, these heart-shaped pizzas are here to steal hearts and fill stomachs. But hurry up, they're only around for a limited time. Head to your nearest Pizza Hut or order online today at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut doesn't break hearts, they bake them. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Getting ready to talk to Evan Cohen. I'm now a little more conflicted than I was expecting to be on this. I was dismissive. I will admit it. Now I'm not so sure. I'm still convinced. I still believe that it's somewhat clear-cut that Jordan Love is better. But now and the definition of what makes better is one of the parts that I want to discuss with Evan Cohen when he joins us. Jesse, what are we hearing or reading on the Carbless Talk and text line?
Here's one from a 920. If Jordan Love is better than Sam Darnold, then the issue with this team is the coach and GM, which means one of them should be fired.
Ooh.
920 on the text line. Is that fair?
Jason?
Again, it takes everyone, right? This is why football, as is often said, is the greatest team sport. I've got a few people in the YouTube comments arguing that, well, Jordan Love doesn't have a Jackson Smith and Jigba or a Justin Jefferson to throw to. That's true, too. I think when Christian Watson's healthy, he's not in that class, and Tucker Kraft is one of the best tight ends in football, and if he's healthy for 17 games next season, I think you're going to see Jordan Love be even better than he was this year.
We can agree on this. John Schneider has been a better general manager than Brian Gutekunst. I don't think that's debatable.
Right,
we can agree that John Schneider pulled the trigger on a trade where Brian Gutekunst could have, and again, he couldn't, but he could, and he didn't. Russ, they did. And without that trade, John Schneider is not a world champion. Sam Darnold is not a world champion. Like all of those things can be true. But, yeah, as far as coaching and everything else goes, yeah, I think this is Matt LaFleur's on the clock, man.
Yeah.
And I know he got an extension, but I'll say this. If they revert and don't get better, you know, what Mr. Policy wrote in his little policy or off the top of my head or Ed Talks or whatever you want to call it, you're evaluated on your results. And everybody knows, you know, it's championship or bust. That is what Green Bay is. And unfortunately, we've had 15 years of busts. Those are the facts. So how you go about that, did Seattle as an organization run better this last season? The answer is yes, they did. They did more things right. And whether that's including the quarterback position or not, obviously this year it was. They worked it out and they figured it out. They are paying the quarterback less. That gives them more flexibility to go out and get a Rashid Shaheed at the trade deadline and to go out and do different things, you know, bringing guys in and paying DeMarcus Lawrence, and those things matter. And how you balance that matters. So, yeah, it's really hard to, and I don't know who just texted that up there, but, yeah, coaching matters a lot. And we've fallen short. Those are the facts.
Also, I think it's worth noting that as good as John Schneider has been, there were a few years there where he had some misses. He had misses in the draft. He had trades that he made that didn't work out, right? So, you know, it is, no one is perfect in that realm, but, and I keep going back to my conversation with Ron Wolf, one of the things that he does really well, like Ron Wolf taught him to, is don't live with mistakes. Got to talk about the Joey Jamison thing again when he and I were talking, and that's still one of my favorite stories, and he laughs every time I retell it about him telling us how he messed up that pick and saying that to us at a mini camp practice after the draft. All right, we need to get ready for Evan Cohen. We will continue this conversation. It is not as cut and dried as I first thought it was. I still think the answer is Love is better, but I want to get his idea and his explanation for what his definition is of better. We'll get that from him and have this conversation with Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Bucks keep Giannis at the deadline.
The only way Giannis stays is if Giannis sees a path to a championship.
Stay up to date on Giannis's future in Milwaukee right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Make your fitness goals last with Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country with 2 locations right here in Madison. At Johnson Fitness and Wellness, you'll find top-rated treadmills, strength, elliptical, bikes, and more, all guided by certified fitness experts who match the right equipment to your goals, space, and budget. For a limited time, save big during their President's Day sale, including free weight plates on select Force USA gyms. Visit one of their stores today or shop online at johnsonfitness.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident.
And from now through February 10th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock orders over $50 with the code SUPER40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
The top 2 teams in the Big 8 square off during this week's edition of Tuesday Night Hoops on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania. The 3rd-ranked team in the area, the Madison La Follette Lancers, play host to the 5th-ranked Verona Wildcats. Big 8 title implications abound as we sprint towards the postseason. Myself, Riley Auk, and the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, have the call. La Follette versus Verona on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
For over a century, one family has helped generations move forward. Christofferson Moving and Storage. They've built a legacy of trust, celebrating 120 years in 2026. With transparent, upfront pricing, highly trained professional crews, and flexible services designed around you, they protect your home and belongings with expert care and clear communication every step of the way. Let them handle the heavy lifting so you can focus on what's next. Christofferson Moving and Storage. Your best move since 1906. Get your complimentary quote at ChristoffersonMoving.com.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners. Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing: a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Love at First Drive. Experience it this February at Audi Madison. Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European and what Audi can offer you. 2.99% APR for 72 months when you purchase a 2025 Audi Q5 Quattro. Offers only available until March 2nd. Stop in and test drive today. Check out AudiMadison.com to see current inventory and specials. Start your adventure at Audi Madison today, off the Beltline and Rimrock Road.
Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Johnson Fitness and Wellness, the largest specialty fitness retailer in the country. Shop in-store or online at johnsonfitness.com.
As I just posted on our social media channels, I was dismissive initially, and now I'm reconsidering this Evan Cohen take of Sam Darnold is better than Jordan Love. I still think it's wrong, but now I have to be more open-minded than I was when Tausch brought it up to start the show. Let's see if he can convince us of the error of our ways. Joining us now from Unsportsmanlike, fresh off his trip to the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, it is Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, Mark, Jesse, how are you guys?
Well, I was good until I realized that maybe you know what you're talking about. Then I wasn't as good. Help us understand.
By the way, Jason, I'm not a Darnold guy. This is more of a frustration on Jordan Love, this take. Because Jordan Love's been a starter for how many years?
3.
3. The new version of Sam Darnold has been a starter for 2 years. So it is actually kind of similar-ish sample size, because I'm not going to hold against Jordan Love that he didn't start over Aaron Rodgers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can hold against Sam Darnold that he didn't play well up until Minnesota, and then obviously after that with Seattle. But in the last 2 years, 2 to 3 years, Sam Darnold's teams have more wins than Jordan Love's teams. Sam Darnold has won a division. Jordan Love has never done that. Sam Darnold has won a Super Bowl. Jordan Love obviously has never done that. Sam Darnold had a perfect postseason touchdown-to-interception ratio. And it's interesting when you think about who should be better between these two. Well, one would think that a guy drafted in the top 5 should be better than the guy drafted late in the first round. One would think that the starting quarterback for USC should be better than the starting quarterback for Utah State. But based on hype, based on what they could be, it is clear that the Green Bay Packers, led by Jordan Love, have not exceeded expectations. I wouldn't say they've underachieved nor overachieved. They just achieved.
They've just achieved.
And I would say that Sam Darnold the last 2 years has overachieved twice with 2 different teams at a lower cost with better results. And I think in the postseason specifically, what I didn't think he could do, he did. And that is manage a game, which is not an insult. It was clear the New England Patriots waited the entire game for him to make a mistake, and that was their game plan. And he never made a mistake. Here is clearly better than that of Jordan Love's. I think his last 2 years better than that of Jordan Love's. And I think that where he's going, confidence-wise and accomplishment, is better than Jordan Love's. And that stinks for Packers fans, but I don't even know that I gave any takes other than just facts.
So I was thinking of it in these terms, and obviously neither of these players are of the quality that the 2 players I'm about to mention to you are. But you are a Brady guy, you're a Patriots guy. Who's the better quarterback? Tom Brady, who's undeniably the best winner, or Aaron Rodgers? Like,
Not
this
even
is
debatable. It's not debatable. It's like insulting that people can still think to ask that question. A quarterback's job,
Jason.
based on
I'm insulted too.
A quarterback's job is 2 things as per the greatest coach of all time, not a Hall of Famer, but greatest coach of all time. It is accuracy and decision making. And while Rodgers' accuracy is obviously through the roof, there are some decisions that he's made over the course of his career on field, I'm not getting into the off-field stuff, that are not as great as Brady's decisions. The way in which Brady is able to command that huddle and lead his team against any odds whatsoever, it's not debatable. Because Aaron Rodgers can throw a football with more of a tight spiral for more yards. I don't care the way a guy throws a football. All we talk about with Aaron Rodgers was, at the time, I'm not talking about now, because I think he's different now. The talent. Talent is code for lack of accomplishment. Nobody talks about Tom Brady because there's insane accomplishment. Like, it's not, they're not even in the same world. It's not close how much better Tom Brady is as a quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. It's not close.
So you think the Patriots win fewer Super Bowls if those two players switch spots? Because that's what I'm trying to do with Tom.
Not even debatable. I think they win significantly less because all of the things that Brady was asked to do and the decisions he made as a result, Aaron did not prove in those moments back then that he was willing to do. Here's the offense that Tom Brady played. Okay, let's talk about the offense that Tom Brady played in. It's whatever would work that week against that defense. Aaron Rodgers was very specific. Who was coaching him? What offense he would run? What he would like? What he would not like? Tom Brady was specific about how do we score more points in that team. I can't tell you how many games I watched where 1 week it was they would run the ball 1 million times. The next week they'd throw the ball 1 million times. The week after that would be wide receiver game. The week after that would be a running back game, then a tight end game, then a ball control game, then use the punter, then take advantage of the field goal kickers. Those are the good decisions that he would make from a football perspective. Yes, it is proven time after time that Aaron Rodgers is a first ballot, should be unanimous Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players to ever play the sport. But it is definitive that the New England Patriots would have won way less with Aaron Rodgers than they did with Tom Brady. It's not close.
All right. I don't want to continue that debate. I was trying to use it to look at how I view Darnold versus Love, and I have a hard time understanding exactly how we define better because of the other variables that go into team success. That's where I'm struggling.
So let's do it this way, Jason. Let's do it this way. Let's take draft status, background out of it, right? Because that complicates it a little bit both ways.
As the salary.
Yes, as the salary. Let's just take this. What frustrates most Packer fans about Jordan Love is that they think he should be the best quarterback in the sport. No Seahawk fan would think that Darnold should be the best quarterback in the sport. So what Darnold is what you dream of, which is enacting and enabling the best units on the team, which would be their defense and special teams. What Love is someone that doesn't fully enact, or enact may not be the right word, like trigger what should be the best unit on the team, which is the offense, because the offense is fine at best. And I think what's interesting is if you flip those two guys based on track record, and I can't believe this, that we're here, but I think the Packers would have been more successful with Darnold than they have been with Love. And that shouldn't be.
So,
because
Evan,
Packers fans, yeah.
So I feel like what you're trying to say is Green Bay is too quarterback dependent. The fans are too dependent on quarterback play being great, and that takes away from the other two segments of the football team, and you lean on that too much. The other units don't get the same, I guess they don't it's almost as if it atrophies. And if your offense isn't perfect, you can't win the big games. Is that in essence what you're saying?
Tausch, I hadn't thought about it exactly that way, but that makes a lot of sense, and I understand. And this is where the laundry and the history matter, right? Why would you not be quarterback-centric if you're the Green Bay Packers? They've had the best lineage of quarterbacks of any franchise in history. And I think that the league in general should always be quarterback-centric. I think what throws you off about this year's Super Bowl is that I don't know that this was a QB-centric team, and they won the Super Bowl with very good QB play, pummeling people. And that's weird for us because as a sport, us as fans and media, all the people that cover this thing would look at it and say quarterback, quarterback, quarterback. And that is what I'm saying. But Seattle said quarterback, our defense is the best in the league, and I can't get over how great the punter was.
No, Evan,
Yeah.
I think they're looking at it defense, special teams, quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You just said
so then let's
quarterback.
do it that way. Yeah.
Sam Darnold. Hold up 1 second, then you can go. Sam Darnold turned the ball over a ton in the regular season, most of any quarterback. He had games, they almost lost at home to a quarterback that was coaching high school football for 5 years. Right. So I still think in the media does run this because all we heard was, there's no juice with the Super Bowl because you didn't have the star power at quarterback yet. Right. And that's what drives this league. So that narrative with Seattle winning with a quarterback that has been through it, and nobody is looking at him as some elite star even after he won the Super Bowl. Right. So that narrative has been put to the test, even though I think most of us, and I know I'm in this camp, I want the high-priced stud quarterback because they can erase any other issues that a team will have, even though that doesn't always mean they're going to win a championship. Seattle, everything had to fall their way to win, the way they did it. They had the one game that Sam Darnold was the eraser in the Rams where the defense wasn't the dominant group. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, everything fell their way. That doesn't happen often, and that's why you're seeing nobody taking the Seattle Seahawks to repeat. I didn't see anybody say, yep, Seattle's going to repeat, throw the nut whack up, never underestimate the heart of a champion, but nobody is going to overestimate the heart of this championship team.
Yeah. Tausch, you said something. You said a bunch of things, but you said defense, special teams, quarterback, right? And then you said most of us, me included, by the way, let me add to this, would take the high-priced best quarterback in the league because he'll make up for the mistakes, right?
Yep.
Charlie Sheen once said something. This is a serious comp, and I'm doing this to straight face.
Wow. I did not see that coming.
What? Listen to me.
Didn't have Evco as a big Charlie Sheen guy.
I'm going to tell you something. Michael Kay, ESPN New York, voice of the Yankees, used to do a show on the Yes Network called Center Stage. It was an interview show. And he had Charlie Sheen on once. And Michael Kay said, why do we find so many child stars to get themselves in trouble later in life? And Charlie Sheen said, I thought it was brilliant. Do you ever hear the saying, you fail and that is why you succeed? Mm-hmm. And Michael said, of course, yes. And Charlie said, what if you never fail? And what his point was is that when you don't fail, and then you start to fail later in life, after you succeed, you don't know how to handle it. Mm-hmm. So the reason, to go back to your point, is when you pay the high-priced quarterback for all the other mess-ups, what if you never mess up? Then you don't need to pay the high-priced quarterback. And the reason that people are not picking them to go back-to-back is because they can't assume they'll never mess up 2 years in a row. But they never messed up. So he didn't need to have a high-priced quarterback. And what really the question that you're asking as it relates back to the Packers, do they have a what if they never mess up team? Can they hold people to 15 points or less? Okay, so then you have to rely on the quarterback. Then you have to rely on the quarterback, and if the quarterback is not as good as Tom Brady, then you're probably not going to win as much. See, the Charlie Sheen example actually made a lot of sense in this case.
It did. Hey, I don't think anyone was questioning what you were going to
I was
deliver.
Intrigued.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen beat Michael Jordan in a basketball game. Who would have thought that? Yeah, it's in the Charlie Sheen doc. Check it out.
I have not watched
it. It wasn't great, though.
But you understand that, like, the reason that Seattle was able to win it all this year is probably because their defense is special. Yeah, and no. It's not even having a good Tausch, to your point. It's not even having a good defense and good special teams. It's never messing up on defense or special teams. And so imagine, just as an example, if Ramondre Stevenson broke one early, well, then the defense messes up. And what if they're down 7-0? And now New England's clear game plan was to wait for Darnold to screw up. Well, now he has to be in a position where he may screw up more.
Yep. Get him to press a little bit. Yeah, no doubt. Did you give Russell Wilson all of his love for helping Seattle win another championship?
We did talk about that a bunch. And CC's point was how that really started this all in terms of the trade. What I think is even just to go further on that, think about Seattle. First of all, the most underrated franchise in the NFL. We rightfully give flowers to New England, and on our show, Books Flowers, by the way, promo code Canty. we give flowers to New England, we give flowers to Kansas City. The Seattle Seahawks over the last 20-some odd years, have now had 3 iterations of a Super Bowl team with 2 different Super Bowl champions with different head coaches and quarterbacks, which means only one person on Sunday night solidified themselves in the Hall of Fame if they're voting with their head screwed on straight, not like he and John Schneider. Wisconsin's in its own. And I think that what he's done is phenomenal. So I think when we look at that franchise, I'm just in awe of what they've been able to do. I have no idea what your question was. I wanted to get that point in. But I just think in general, I just think that they're the most underrated. And by the way, not to go with the Packers, but Smalls and I got into this morning because she was saying, we did a bit on the show today about how today the Cowboys launch party today, because now the Cowboys season starts. Like 31 seasons ended.
I didn't love
now
that.
The Cowboys season.
Yeah, it wasn't true.
Okay, good. Gets a break on time. And then so basically, the point is, she said, well, they're not like some of these other great franchises like New England, Kansas City, Seattle, and Green Bay. And I was like, Green Bay? You can't put Green Bay in with those other franchises. What are we doing here?
You can put Green Bay in with Seattle. Get out of here with that. Come on. Let's not. That was palmy by you. That was a little palmy. Seattle has got their second championship, and Schneider deserves a ton of credit for doing it. But come on now. Hey, Evan, what would you say if you're John Schneider and Sam Darnold? He's out there teacupping at Disney and soaking it all up, and he deserves it. He comes and says, "You know what, John? Came here on a deal, 3-year deal. We got a championship. Time to pay the piper. I need to be getting paid $60 a year." What are you doing if you're Schneider?
Oh, looks like we lost Evan.
Hello?
I thought he was considering the question.
He's a big pregnant pause guy.
Depth of the question. If and when we get him back, the question I want to ask him, because you have reassessed your view on Goody. He's a huge Goody stan too. I'm curious, especially after he just got done giving his Books flowers to John Schneider, if he has reassessed Goody as well. Jesse, do we have Evan back?
He's back.
I'm here.
Welcome back. Tausch, would you like to ask your question again that led to the pregnant
or do you need me to
pause?
repeat it?
I did not hear it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Sam Darnold, all the flowers, Books, whatever flowers you're loving, and he's in the teacup. He's at Disney yesterday. What are you doing if his representative, and you're John Schneider, he says, "Hey, man, we gave you a great deal this year. Time to pay the piper. I need to get 60 next year. You need to make me whole. I am one of the best I had the national guys on Unsportsmanlike. They said that I'm better than Jordan Love, and I need to get paid." What are you doing if you're John Schneider?
Well, so let's just pretend you're the agent in this hypothetical. Mark, we appreciate it. Your client has been unbelievable for us, and we'd love for him to continue.
Yeah, fought through an oblique. Done everything you wanted, John. Yep.
Done everything we've wanted. Our organization now has proven over the course of the last 20 years that in many ways we are like the Philadelphia Eagles. We are coachless and we are quarterbackless. We can win with multiple coaches. We can win with multiple quarterbacks. What we can't win with is a different general manager picking the players. I am here as a general manager because I have been able to make tough decisions. I'm not interested in making a tough decision with Sam. I'd like him to come back. But based on Geno Smith, Russell Wilson not being here, I'm willing to make a tough decision. Here is the price that I'm interested in paying. That's the top dollar. If you're not interested in that, I completely understand, and we will work with you to find a new home. But we plan on being back in the Super Bowl like we were with Russ and like we were with Sam prior. What do you think?
It's pretty good. Good work, John.
Thank you.
You're trading. That means you're trading Sam Darnold, though. Yep.
Yeah, Sam's
Yeah,
gone
but Jason, everyone's talking about the idea that trading Russ built this team.
Yeah.
We do realize, right? But we do realize they had the guts to trade the next guy too to replace him with at the time Sam Darnold.
Well, Geno forced him to do that, Evan.
Okay, so Tausch, let's play one thing out.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm just bringing up a random name.
Yep.
Daniel Jones banged up this year. Anthony Richardson plays for Indianapolis. Daniel Jones, healthy, free agent, looking for a job. John Schneider signs him to a $25 million a year, 2-year deal. My assumption, based on John Schneider's track record, with that coach and that defense and that special teams, is no, but they'll be really good. And he'll be able to figure out the next guy, because that's what this man has proven he can do.
So Evan, because you've cast so many of your Book's flowers in John Schneider's direction, our last, or at least my last question for you is this.
Oh, we got to get Evan out. He's a big star. He's got to beat other places.
Yes, I would take him over. He's better than Goody. I have to acknowledge that.
Have you reevaluated that view of Goody? Because Tausch has reevaluated his.
What don't you like, Tausch?
Well, this is a results business, man. Schneider's gotten it done twice, 3 times to the Super Bowl. And Brian Gutekunst, while I still think he's done a really nice job, he has not. And the move to get – and I have pounded this home, Rashid Shaheed, picking him up at the trip. They don't win a Super Bowl if he isn't on their team.
100%.
They don't. So – kudos to John, is what I would say.
Do you know him?
And Charlie Sheen.
There when you were there?
I love Schneider. Yeah, did a great job. Any other parting messages from Charlie before we let you go?
Tiger. What's it? Tiger. What's the thing?
Tiger blood. And
Tiger
winning.
blood.
Yeah.
Winning.
I haven't even seen the documentary.
It's not bad.
It was a good line.
It's not as great as it wasn't as good as I.
It was a great line about failure. That was great. Evan,
we'll
let you.
You know what was totally not worth my time besides the last 20 minutes. But did you guys see the Counting?
That's harsh.
Did you see the Counting Crows documentary? What was the point of that? I like the Counting Crows. I have and I've interviewed Durst. He's wonderful. What the hell was the point of that documentary? I still can't figure it out.
What a name drop. What a name.
But the documentary on the guy that I name checked kind of sucks.
Freddie Durst, huh? How was that Killers concert out there, by the way? Was it good?
You're annoying. You really are. I'm out on you.
See you later.
Bye.
That's all right.
Okay, that was Evan Cohen. So he needs to be out. He doesn't need to be out. Like, we start to try and get rid of him, and then he comes back.
I don't know where his head's at.
That Counting Crows documentary was not worth my time, much like the last 20 minutes with you guys. All right, well, Evan's gone.
Oh, unfortunately, I forgot to ask him if he was as big a Steve McQueen fan as you are. That was one I forgot to ask. That was on me. The fans want to know. Bullet.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Unsportsmanlike's Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Huracan Bank. Founded by inventors and fueled by community, Huracan Bank has been helping Wisconsin businesses grow for 130 years. Now serving Milwaukee, Huracan Bank, doing good for 130 years.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Controversial call. Wisconsin men's hoops on the short end in a loss to Indiana. A charge call on Nick Boyd costing the Badgers a win. Greg Gard's reflection on the result during his time on Wilde and Tausch.
We just got to do a better job of putting ourselves not in that position, and there's a lot of things to learn from it. But again, I go back to the intent of the rule change was to eliminate that from being a charge, and that those are supposed to be blocked. So didn't go our way, so we have to learn from it and move on.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to vintagebrewingcompany.com to make a reservation today. That's vintagebrewingcompany.com.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business for 130 years, Horicon Bank has helped Wisconsin businesses grow, doing banking differently since 1896. Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. If you're a local business, that same local approach is part of the Milwaukee business community, bringing decisions closer to you. Financing approved in days, not weeks. Bankers who understand your business. Products built for real cash flow needs. When it comes to commercial lending, Horicon Bank gets the job done. Together, doing well for 130 years.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offer the Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
That was a really good conversation. I have to admit,
not a lot of yelling. Like I thought, from Evan's standpoint, measured takes, Charlie Sheen quotes. He kind of hit the gambit.
Quote. That was a really good quote. I usually don't like. To your point, you made a comment earlier about the worst of sports talk radio, and I agree. And a lot of times these are kind of contrived. Comparisons. And this, it made me think, because I had a knee-jerk reaction, as did you, and you haven't changed your mind, and neither have I.
No, I haven't.
But it's a lot. I was admittedly dismissive initially, and it did force me to take a beat, have a meal, and give some thought to it. I still think, to the best point you made, your Charlie Sheen quote, was if John Schneider had to pick one based purely on talent, it's not close. But in terms of building your team, and this would be the follow-up question that I would like to discuss at the top of the 10 o'clock hour here, is we all agreed, right? Whether it was Tua, whether it was Trevor Lawrence, whether it was Jordan Love, we all said the same thing, right? It's the cost of doing business at quarterback now. That's what they cost, what they cost. Well, Sam Darnold's teams have gone 14-3 in each of the past 2 regular seasons. He did not play well in the de facto NFC North championship game at the end of the 2024 season, and then didn't play well in their playoff game, and the Vikings were one and done. he played well in one playoff game here, and basically they're in the Super Bowl. If it's because of Rashid Shaheed in some ways, it's also because Sam Darnold delivered a fantastic performance against the Rams.
He did,
but
no doubt.
Is there a conversation to be had that maybe paying $20 million or less for your quarterback than other teams are paying gives you some flexibility to do some other things that those teams can't do?
You better be really good at your job. If you're going to go out on that limb, it breaks quick. And to not have that guy, I think every general manager in the NFL, if they have the guy, they are happy to open up that wallet and pay him. Where you get in trouble is when you're forced to pay someone that isn't that guy, but you got to pay it because you don't love the uncertainty of what's behind that door. A la Arizona, Miami. There are those issues that come into play, and Carolina is going to be a real interesting case study.
Houston,
as far as what that looks like. Houston ain't paying Stroud. They're not going to pay him. They'd be crazy. He would need to have the year of all years next year. And if he does, if Sam Darnold was the quarterback for the Houston Texans, they're beating the Patriots. Stroud stunk.
Yep.
And was the reason. That was the game plan that New England put in place.
You're right.
Against Seattle was against the Texans quarterback did what New England wanted. Sam Darnold didn't, and that's the difference in those two games.
Well, maybe we won't talk about that at the top of the 10 o'clock hour because we just did. We can talk about Behind the Bucks. I keep telling you about the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, and I understand things have not gone great for the Bucks so far this season, but great storytelling on the Bucks Plus Audio Network presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. All those great stories can all be found on Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Willy and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
9 minutes of fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street, and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Big game for the Wisconsin Badgers men's basketball team tonight on the road in Champaign. Wisconsin and 8th-ranked Illinois tonight. A couple of teams battling for positioning at the top of the crowded Big Ten standings. Tip time set for 7 o'clock, streaming exclusively on Peacock if you want to watch it tonight. You have YouTube TV. It's on NBC Sports Network. Wisconsin and 8th-ranked Illinois tonight at 7 o'clock. Marquette also on the road visiting Villanova at 6:30. Listen to that on our sister station, the Marquette flagship 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee with Homer on the call. NBA, the Bucks fall 118-99 last night to the Orlando Magic, snapping a 3-game winning streak. Good news is they get another chance with the Magic in Orlando tomorrow night, 6 o'clock tip here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. And comparing Jordan Love to Sam Darnold. Conversation with Evan Cohen available shortly from Willy and Tausch on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Willy and Tausch begins now.
Is that royalty free, or are we?
It is not. We mute it on YouTube as the show's starting, or the hour is starting, so we can still play that. Yeah. So
and we're
thanks
blurring
to
the camera out too. With it.
Thanks to Matt Carney. What are you doing over there, Jesse?
I'm all blurry.
Are you in witness protection?
I'm seeing ghosts. I'm Sam Darnold. Ooh.
Spooky and fluky. So Tausch, since
Sooner than later.
since you kind of answered the question I was going to start the hour with, let me ask a version of that. You've been very clear. Get your blank together on special teams. Do more. Do better.
Yep.
Are there any other aspects of team building? Because I had a really good conversation with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, and I'm, if there's a hill that I'm going to die on, it's not get a Zach Bond type all-pro player for $2 million.
Yeah, that was a bold statement, and I'm sure as the offseason gets rolling here in a couple of weeks, we'll be having those again. When Jen said that the Green Bay Packers would have been in the Super Bowl had Micah and Kraft stayed healthy, did Chewy and Gabe agree with her on that? Because I'm sure that came up today in your guys' conference.
It did not come up today, so I don't know.
Well, that's weird.
We were talking about other things,
All right.
including whether you go to the bathroom with the door open, or at least that's what they were talking about before I joined them. But my question is, what else do they need to do in terms of roster building that you would argue they need to do differently? You obviously have been very clear on the special teams. The hill that I continue to die on is have 3 or 4 veteran players that are around age 30, which is, in my opinion, not washed up yet. And he was very dismissive of that question. There is no line of demarcation, even though the kicker and the long snapper were the only 30-year-olds to start the season, and Elton Jenkins turned 30, and he ain't coming back. So
I don't know, Jim. Did you see? I don't know what Twitter account I saw. Elton Jenkins posting a picture of himself in a jersey. Now, I think it was a AI or fake, but it still made me pause. And I started thinking.
Okay, so what? Wait, what?
I don't know if it was fake or not. It was somebody on Twitter posted a picture, and I just started wondering. Elton's value is not going to be all that high. He's hurt. He didn't have a great season. Is somebody going to give him a big boy contract at 30, 31? Maybe, but I would doubt it. If I'm New England, I'm calling him. I want him at left guard. There's going to be some teams. But Green Bay knows what Elton's about. Elton would probably love, in all things equal, I think he would love to finish his career in Green Bay.
Did the Packers change general managers when I wasn't looking?
Well,
their general manager wouldn't pay him. Their general manager, wouldn't pay him when he wanted an adjusted contract, and now he's turned 30. Under what circumstances do you think Goody brings him back?
A 1-year deal because he doesn't have a big market. Now, I don't think that will happen, but he had a season-ending injury. He's had a knee. He's had some issues. Is there going to be a robust market for Elton Jenkins? I hope so for him. But I would doubt that he's going to get the big boy deal that he probably wanted to get from Green Bay last offseason.
He is 30 years old.
The odds will tell you that he will not be back. All I'm saying is, if Sean Ryan leaves and old boy out at left tackle leaves, Shido, I don't think it's the worst idea. You want this veteran around. He's a good leader.
He is.
It would be awesome for Green Bay to keep him around as a starter and as a veteran. I don't know where you play him.
Left guard.
Think you want him back at center.
No.
What are you going to get rid of Banks?
No, I'm going to move him to right guard and play Belton at tackle.
And then Zach Tom at left tackle?
Yeah. This is all fantasy land. It's all fantasy.
That's what you're doing. Okay. Well, that's
Zach Tom at left tackle, Elton Jenkins at left guard. I'm going out and signing your guy Linderbaum from the Ravens for center.
And then you're going to trade Jordan Morgan? Because if I'm Jordan Morgan, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. In fairness to Jordan Morgan, maybe he goes to left tackle starting on day one of the offseason program, and he is star-spangled awesome. I haven't seen enough evidence. You know, when Goody cites the fact that he played well there in the preseason, that I don't feel like that's sufficient evidence to be able to say without much consternation, yeah, he's going to be our left tackle and he's going to be really good there. Like, Goody wouldn't even say that that's going to be his spot and he's just going to practice there. Like, he still said he's going to have to be versatile. Well, what does that mean?
Sure.
You're going to bring back Sheeto? No way. They're not going to pay
Sheeto ain't
Sheeto.
coming back. No,
So I don't know what they're doing. I can tell you this. With a $24.33 million cap number and an $18.5 million base salary, Elton Jenkins ain't coming back on his existing contract. And if I am Elton Jenkins, who feels like I was miscast as a center and did what the team asked and everything else.
Don't rewrite. Hey, whoa. Don't rewrite history. Elton Jenkins wanted to be center.
Right, but once he got there, he also said, I played like blank. He also said that on the record to me. Mm-hmm. So maybe he thought he could be a really good NFL center, but it turns out he's a really, really, really good left guard and probably never should have moved. So if I'm him and they want me to take a significant salary cut to return to the Green Bay Packers, I am telling them, thanks, but no thanks.
Blank off. Yeah.
Right? So, I look, I would love, Elton's one of our guys. Friend of show, whenever I need him in the locker room, he's always been great to me. He's a good leader. He's a good teammate. Doesn't want to be overcharged at a gentleman's club in Atlanta when the quality of the event is not very good. But he's the kind of guy you want on your team.
Can respect that reasonableness.
Yeah, we all want the best, value for our dollar. My point is,
if Elton said, Jason, I want to do a kind of an exclusive, I need you to come down to Atlanta. I got a very reasonably priced gentleman's club that we're going to go to, and you'll get an all-inclusive. I'll tell you everything I felt this year and what my plans are for next year. Are you doing it?
So the interview will take place.
And he'll let video. You can video, so that we can put it on our platforms.
We have to use
it will be edited properly,
we have to use that
Jesse.
blurry camera angle again that Jesse
It'll be
had
edited
going.
properly, Jesse. Would Jason, I know he doesn't want to do that, but if that's the conditions Elton gives him, and it's a great scoop for Channel 3000 and for Wilde and Tausch, I think you got to go do it.
All right, we need to do our
What's your
iron
answer?
Jock. We need to do our iron jock contest.
What are you going to do?
I do not want to interview anyone in a strip club. I feel
That's
like
a
I will be.
gentleman's club.
I feel like I'll be distracted. I think my questions will be less than focused. I don't think it would be an effective venue for such an important conversation.
So you pass.
I'd rather interview him at a Starbucks.
You would decline. Okay. Yeah. All right.
A lot of distractions at a Starbucks too, just for the record.
Yeah, I was going to say there's plenty of Starbucks distractions too.
What I would
Schultze and Schefter Rappaport firing fists at each other.
Mm-hmm. The music.
Yes, you're right. The distraction level is on par.
And I feel like somebody had said
shop.
that down. I think he's at Atlanta. I think there's like really good wings down there at that gentleman's club. There's a really good wing joint down there too.
I don't know enough about the buffets at gentlemen's clubs on what the quality of food is. In your experience, has the food been pretty good at those places?
I usually don't have food, if and when I would have ever went to one of those places. So.
Were you wearing iron jock gear while you were in there?
That's what I wear. That's what I love wearing. Because you know what? just about every workout gear there is. You tried it. Nothing compares to Iron Jack. Their performance apparel built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you work. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock will keep you dry, comfortable, and confident. Now through February 22nd, our listeners will get 35% off all Iron Jock gear on orders over $50. All you got to do, use the code ESPN35. That gets you, again, 35% off all Iron Jock gear on those orders over $50. ESPN35. Iron Jock will help you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com. Right now is your chance to win Iron Jock socks and a hat. Not only you get that nice hat, but then they give you those great pair of socks.
Socks are good.
To go with
I
it.
have a pair of socks. It's good. They're good.
Good
Awesome.
socks.
Caller number 74 for Elton Jenkins. Caller 74 wins an Iron Jock socks and hat. Again, that is caller 74. 844-770-3776.
You can keep your hat on.
I sent you the clip, and I don't know if that's so. I don't know if it's Elton's Insta, if it's up to date. I don't know, but I just sent it to you guys.
I think it's Elton Jenkins sharing someone else that sent him a picture of a guy in an Elton Jenkins
said I didn't know what was all
jersey
going on.
Grocery shopping.
This guy's like 210 pounds. Standing in front
Well, maybe
of
Elton's lost some weight. I'm going to tell you this.
He's going to play
Elton
tight end.
Promoting, would we agree, Elton promoting Green Bay and putting cheeses up on his Insta is a good sign if you're hoping for him to come back. I don't care who he puts up there.
This guy's got a better chance of being on the roster than he does.
Wow. You're probably right. And I can't wait to find out at that exclusive interview that you and Elton do.
Only if it's cost effective. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Making the switch to solar energy is easy with Everlight Solar. Mark Tauscher here, and with vacations, big sporting events, and other fun events coming up, we all would love to have a few extra dollars in our pockets. Well, how would you like to start saving money while also helping save the planet? Well, all you have to do is make the switch to Everlight Solar. Our family is one of the many who have made the switch to solar over the last several years. And also, like many others, we weren't exactly sure where to even start when we came to that conclusion. That's when we met with the great team at Everlight Solar. They outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. It was super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Chalmers Jewelers is hosting our annual Wedding Band Trunk Show, and you don't want to miss it.
Join us February 20th in Madison and the 21st and 22nd in Middleton.
Our wedding band vendors will be in-house, bringing their entire collections, featuring styles and designs you won't normally see.
This is your chance to find the band that tells your story. But appointments are filling up fast, so reserve your spot today.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the Neri Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free DesignWorks rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Your seat at the table just got better. Step into the high-limit room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. This is true high-limit play. Experience enhanced game rules, including blackjack where the dealer stands on soft 17. Better odds, faster play, and authentic action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Your next hand could be your best yet. Find your edge, play your rhythm, and raise the stakes in the high-limit room at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973, and they're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether it's the sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none and has exactly what you're looking for. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and check out the all-new 2024 Honda Prologue, Honda's first all-electric SUV, or browse their selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Jesse, we got a winner for our Iron Shot contest?
Yes, we do. Tim in Richfield, our big winner today.
Well, kudos to Tim.
So
Congratulations
the
to him.
Richfield gets richer. Congratulations. Yeah.
Good one.
Jesse, you've got a lot of Jordan Love from Radio Row. It felt like this season, correct me if I'm wrong, this Super Bowl week, like, I feel like every other year, sometimes when Tausch and Scalzo are there and think they're interviewing Maria Menounos, and it turns out to be someone else. Who was it? Who did it turn out to be?
The Puppy Bowl. It was somebody that was running the Puppy Bowl.
Okay. That there's a lot more, like, stuff that comes out of, like last year, right? Josh Jacobs goes and says, we need a number one wide receiver. Right? Got a lot of attention. I'm going to guess, and again, I don't know enough about these sound clips that you have lined up. I'm going to guess that Jordan Love didn't say anything that is going to feel seismic in nature.
What makes you say that?
Because that's not his brand. That's not who he does. That's not what he does.
Well, if he's on with Micah, he did some stuff with Micah before Micah became a G&G'er. Micah Parsons is out there basically. He's interviewing everybody. He's got his pod going again, and I'm all for it. He's rehabbing that knee. I know when I was rehabbing my knee, I played a ton of Mario Kart. I think he should be spitting out episodes left and right with that podder that he's doing.
Did you listen to any episodes since he's
Myles Garrett? I saw clips. No, I'm a clip guy with that.
Big clip guy, yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's hear some clips from Jordan Love from Radio Row. Jesse, what do you got first?
Well, would you like to go to Pro Football Talk first, or would you like to go to Kay Adams first? Your choice.
Kay Adams. I am out on Pro Football Talk. I think that's...
What?
Okay, well, we're going to play that one too, but let's play Kay first.
It's just a matter of which one's first. Here you go. Okay. This is Jordan Love talking about the rivalry with the Chicago Bears with Kay Adams at the Super Bowl.
I know the Bears have always been your favorite rivalry. What does it feel like now that they're like another thing on your plate you got to handle?
Oh, they've always been there. The NFC North is definitely one of the best divisions in ball. I think every team is very competitive, very good. The Lions, Bears, Vikings. So, you know what you're going to get every week in those games, and you got to come out on top.
Jordan, you were not getting this from the Bears every year.
No, not every year, but now.
I'm saying. So now, what's the? They're different now.
The Bears are
what
different.
What does that do to you?
It just makes it even more. You got to be at your best, your A game every time you get on the field. And obviously they beat us in the playoffs, as you see in this game. But we'll be back next year.
Yep.
What? No, I actually am glad you played that. I know Jason is laughing. Oh, he didn't say anything. He didn't do anything.
What did he say?
What he did? No, if I may, it sometimes is. It's not about what you say; it's about what you don't say.
Profound. Mm-hmm.
And I still am waiting for that clip about difference maker being up, because that was really profound. And Jesse said he was going to clip it, and of course, that doesn't get clipped. Something else does, which was kind of annoying. But whatever.
From Jordan
in this
Love?
regard, what?
The difference maker clip. Is that from Jordan Love?
I'm talking about.
He's talking about our show yesterday. Yeah, he wanted a difference maker.
We're not doing that.
You said it. You guys said you're going to clip it. And it was really good. You actually said that was really good, which doesn't happen all that often, because most of the time you're dozing off taking a nap back there. So, like it's a Cardinal-Packer game in October. Here's what that tells me. He's saying all the right things, and Kay Adams is basically like, wow, the Bears sucked. And Jordan is saying, well, but that's not the case now. Where's our edge? Where's the Packers' edge? Where's Jordan's edge on that? Like, this is Super Bowl week. I get it, and you're not. But we got Ben Johnson and their owner saying, we hate y'all, and I can't be more excited about kicking your keister. And we got handshake gate. Everything is being dictated by them. And I don't like it. So I didn't love that clip. It was I know he's there promoting, he's wearing a coat that's a partner that I'm not going to get into. If you saw it on video, great. I'm not going to, because I'm a Chevy guy. So I want us, I feel like we're still looking at this like it's the 2020, like the Aaron Rodgers era. It's not. We're not in the Aaron Rodgers era. We just got beat the last 2 times we played him. And I don't want us to be looking at it like, oh, yeah, well, it's the Bears. And, yeah, it's better now. But I want passion and some fire about it. Because I tell you this, Bears fans, I saw my boy Rundy at a baseball meeting last night, big Bears guy, and they're smug. That's a smug operation. And for us, yeah, I want us to go about our business, but let's not sit and act like we're still the same old Bears and, oh, we own you. No. So do we have that edge? I know it's February, so I'm not, up in arms about it, but for y'all to say nothing was done there, I don't know. I took something out of it.
You're literally saying he said nothing there. You want an edge. Where's his edge? There was no edge.
But that's the point.
I don't understand. I must be missing the point then.
No, you will sit there and you will mince every word Brian Gutekunst says and what Matt LaFleur, and you will hammer on it for 6 months. And now Jordan Love is basically saying, yeah, the Bears. Yeah, they got us.
No, he said it's different now. I definitely don't want to play it again.
But he's saying it, but I don't feel it. Did you feel it in that interview?
They beat us in the playoffs.
When I saw
McCaskey,
McCaskey say, we hate these blanks, and Ben Johnson say, yeah, we ain't taking anything back, you don't think there's still more of an edge? We better get over ourselves
and
say.
But I feel like you're agreeing with me and disagreeing with me at the same time.
I'm not agreeing with you at all. You guys thought this was a nothing burger, that there's nothing. And I'm saying there is something
You're
there.
criticizing him because it was a nothing burger, because there was no edge to what he said.
But you're analyzing what is being done. That's interesting. You're acting like that was just boring.
He does not have Ben Johnson's personality. This is on
I don't
brand.
need him to have Ben Johnson's personality. I want him to be as pissed as Packer fans are that we're living through all these Bear fans telling us how blank and great they are. I don't want it to be nonchalant.
But he's not talking to Bears fans the way you're getting after you on social media. He's not paying attention to any of that.
Is
That's
there
not how
any
he's wired.
edge? Is there any edge?
Well,
do you think the Packers, with that loss, have anything going to change?
If he has any edge when he's interviewed by Kay Adams, I want him to have an edge.
It sets a
plays
tone
against the Bears.
I'm Team Tausch on this one.
It sets a tone. The tone is, it's the same old Bears. We'll get to him when it's time.
He
the
literally
Bears
said
are
the
living
opposite of that. He literally
the
said
Bears
the
are
opposite
living,
of that.
The Bears are living and dying with beating our butts. That's what they're doing.
Ooh.
Tausch has got a little edge.
Well, no, this is no longer Rodgers belting up and saying, we own you, because they did. We don't own him anymore.
We all know
We don't
that.
even have a division title. Everybody's got a division title but us since 21. Everybody. And I don't sense that's... I know he's going through a press junket, and he's probably done 100 of them, but it did tell me, I want our players, and I want us to look at it, and it's always been we're above that, right? We're looking at championships. The Bears beat us. It's their Super Bowl. And I don't want that, but I certainly don't want, and I'm not saying this is how it's going to be when it gets, my guess is opening day is going to be either at Lambeau or at Soldier Field. That would be my guess. I want us to be, you want hot urine? I want extremely scorched urine.
Boiling. Yeah.
Is what I'm looking for.
Kelvin.
And I didn't hear that there. That's all.
Okay, but you've been in pregame huddles where you call it up before you go out there. You've been in the huddle on the first snap of a game. Do we think Jordan Love, when they're playing the Bears, is the same as when he's wearing that jacket on stage, like with Kay Adams? Like, do you think there's going to be an edge with him? He got knocked out with a concussion by a guy who hit him helmet to helmet. They lost the game
that would piss
in the
me
playoffs. Like,
that would get me mad.
I just don't think this
blowing
is
an 18-point lead. Get me mad.
Right, and I'm sure it does. But you're like, to say that because he was his typically milquetoast self in that interview, it means that he doesn't understand. Like, he literally says that it's different now with the Bears. That it's not the way it was
before. It's not about, Jason, here's what you don't get, and this is what I tried to read.
I love it when you tell me what I don't get.
It wasn't about what he said. You didn't get it, so I'm going to say
your issue is, who gives a damn if he's not edgy enough in an interview with Kay Adams? I want him to be edgy on
Here's my point.
September
Jesse
10th.
does fans. So you're not a fan, so you don't get it. Here's my point. And there has been an edge from the Chicago side of this because they have been little brothered to death.
Totally agree.
And now that is no longer the case. This is his first appearance since that season, unless I missed something else. And all I'm saying is I don't need him to be, blank in blood or anything else. But all I want him to say is, we're pissed about what happened, and we're going to be working all offseason to not let that happen again. And there was none of that. And, again, it's nothing. But you played it, and I'm reading it, and my initial reaction is I want our players, that I know it hurt them. There's no doubt it hurt that they lost that game. I want to feel it. And I want our players, because our fans feel it. And one of the disconnects is the players, they're off to Cancun, they're doing all this stuff, and I get it, man. You want to get away, but that's your first time to really message the fans. That's what he's there for, and to make money, which he should. You give an opportunity, you could have said, we're pissed. Like that, we blew it. And we are going to do everything in our power to reclaim the North. I'm not saying he's got to be spitting blood at McCaskey and Ben Johnson, but they did. And that edge that they had gave them the belief that they could pull off an 18-point deficit. It just feels like we need to regain that edge. We haven't won. We're the mighty Green Bay Packers. We haven't won a blanking division in 4 years. So maybe we need to reevaluate and say, We got to get back the North. We've been chasing all these championships for all these years. We fell short, but we've been winning the North. Now we haven't, and there's a new sheriff in town, and they just came and stole our girl and ate our lunch. And we're just going to sit there and say, oh, yeah, man, well, it's cool. It's cool. I'm out on that.
And if I may also add, I think it's a continuation from the lack of changes for the offensive coordinator, much of the coaching staff. It's a continuation of Goody last week saying, we're pretty much running everything back. I think the fan base is upset that there isn't more passion and intensity across the board in the response to how the season ended.
He is who he is. And I'll say this, if Kay Adams had Tucker Kraft on, or had Micah Parsons on, or had Keyshawn Nixon on, you'd have gotten what you're looking for. You would have.
Okay. Who's the leader of the football team?
Micah Parsons.
Really?
He is who he, yeah. And
Jordan Love ain't the leader of the football team?
If you want someone who's going to be vocal and out there publicly saying things that you want to hear as a fan, Jordan Love's not the guy who's going to do that for you. That's not who he is. And are you new here? Well, give me one instance. Give me one instance in 3 years as the starter where he has said something that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Me. That's not who he is. Okay. Just like he's also not the guy that when a guy screws up on the field that does throws his arms up and reams them out on their way to the sideline. That's not who he is. So the idea that suddenly now he's supposed to get on Kay Adams and tear off his shirt like Ben Johnson.
Nobody's asking for that.
I understand, but I'm making a point.
I want to hear that this was unacceptable and that you don't have to scream, but you could certainly exude some, you know what, man, that wasn't good.
But because he didn't say it, you think he thinks it's acceptable?
No.
Of course not.
You're messaging to your fans when you're there, and Kay Adams is trying to get him to say, yeah, Kay is pushing him to do it, and he didn't do it.
Because that's who he is.
Okay. All right.
And you know that's who he is. You think let's say Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback, and the Bears win those two games the way they did at the end of the regular season and in the playoff game. You think Aaron Rodgers is answering the question that way? I do not. But again, different. Every person is a different person. And he is that's him. That was on brand for him.
Sure.
Well, I can't wait to see what he said to Pro Football Talk next. After I tell you about Associated Bank and all the great things that they've got going on and all their great customer service. It's not branches that make a bank local, it's roots, and Associated Bank's roots run deep in the state of Wisconsin. Whether it's early pay, whether it's credit monitoring, whether it's fraud protection, or whether it's all the best teams, the Badgers, the Packers, the Brewers, and those checking accounts, Associated Bank's got you covered. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident.
And from now through February 10th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock orders over $50 with the code SUPER40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app.
This loss is as painful to Packer fans as you can ever imagine.
A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listening. Your shows at the touch of a fingertip. Available in Apple and Android app stores.
I have no evidence behind that whatsoever. It's just a feeling I have, and that might just be because I'm scared of this rivalry in the playoffs.
Your one-stop shop for ESPN Wisconsin. The brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. Download it today.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Meet Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Friday nights taste better at the Bridges. The Bridges Bar and Restaurant is back with a classic Friday fish fry, plus non-fish specials and prime rib. Great food, great drinks, and a perfect way to kick off the weekend. Fridays at the table and on the course at the Bridges Golf Course in Madison.
Looking to buy your next home or ready to sell and move on to bigger and better things? What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Don't be left out in the cold this season. Let's get housed. Nobody knows what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
My name is Rob, and I was seriously injured. When I think of Gruber Law Offices, I think of an honest, hard-working team who will fight to represent you. Couldn't be happier with the call that I made that day.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
A Road at Night is a documentary chronicling former Badgers player and coach Howard Moore and the 2019 tragedy that forever changed his family. You can see it on the big screen at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison, February 13th through the 19th, with exclusive post-screening panels during the opening weekend. A Road at Night, February 13th through 19th at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison. All proceeds support Howard Moore's ongoing care. Find showtimes and get tickets right now at aroadatnight.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Just to clarify for a few in the YouTube comments and elsewhere, I love it when this happens. As a fan, you have every right to want your players to be as pissed off about losing to the Bears as you are. You have every right to want them to talk blank the way the Bears have. I have no problem with you wanting that. I even agree with you that you want that and you should want that. But that ain't that guy. I'm sorry. I have zero evidence after now 6 years of being around him that that is who he's going to be. And by the way, while it may not make for great storytelling all the time for those of us that cover him, and we walk away from our sessions with him on Wednesday as compared to when we would do it with Aaron Rodgers at his locker every Wednesday and have like 4 different story angles and walk away from Jordan and be like, God, what am I going to write off that? I don't want him to be someone he's not. Just like I don't want Tausch to be someone he's not. Be who you are. This is who he is. And it doesn't make him a bad quarterback. It doesn't make him a bad leader. It makes him a different style than his predecessors. And it makes him different than the guy. Like, Caleb Williams says some stuff he probably shouldn't. Baker Mayfield is more than willing to pop off. Would you rather have Baker Mayfield? Probably not.
It's not about popping off, though. That's not what I'm saying. That's not. The reason that I think it bothers folks, and I know that was a nothing burger interview. I know we're making it more than it is, but it just feels to me that there is an intensity gap. And the Bears have a big gap from that. And Green Bay can't just sit here and say, well, that's not a big deal, because it is. And all of us, when Chicago came in after they beat Philly on, I think it was that day after Thanksgiving, and then they came into Green Bay, I think we all were still, and that includes Sylvie and Waddle and all our Bears buddies down at ESPN 1000. They were all still just dipping the toe. They knew, because it's been this way for so long. Probably very similar when Favre took over and started that run. Hopefully that's not what's happening here with the Bears-Packers. But they were all very skeptical. And then the way the game finished and how close of a game it was, that emboldened Bear fans. And the intensity, and it is a hatred. Ben Johnson doesn't like Matt LaFleur and doesn't like the Packers. And that was mandated down by McCaskey, their owner. I'm not saying you need it to be the blood, what was that old family rivalry back in the old days that everybody always talked about?
Hatfields and the McCoys.
But it is sort of like that. And for us to kind of put our head in the sand and act like it's not, I think you're going to end up with some gappage on the intensity side of it. So it's still going to come down to executing and who plays better. But we did not win the passion was on the Chicago Bears end of it this season. And all I'm saying is fans recognize that. I hope the players do too.
And if it was an interview with someone else, would you have gotten what you were looking for?
I don't know. Probably.
I would say most likely yes. I
find it very interesting that you, as a 30-year veteran, didn't blink when I said who's the leader of the team. You said Micah Parsons before I even finished.
From the perspective you're talking about of being outspoken and giving people what they want to hear, that's who it is. Just like it was Tucker Kraft at the end of last season, who said about the complacency and everything else. Like he called his team out publicly. Right? Tucker Kraft did. Remember that last season?
He did.
At locker room clean out. He even said to us this year at locker room clean out that he didn't want to do that again. He's trying not to do that. Now, I would argue that that's not great news for us. But he apparently thinks as a leader that maybe he shouldn't have done it that way. Right? Josh Jacobs. They drafted a wide receiver in the first round. When he said on Radio Row that they need a number one wide receiver, he might have been right.
They got action.
So, again, my point is not that you're wrong as a fan to want that. But, again, at the same time, words are words, man. And you don't blow you don't give up 25 fourth quarter.
Setting a tone is another thing, though. Setting a tone is another thing.
Did they set a tone in the first half of their playoff game by the way they played? Absolutely. Right? They came out. You don't think they were motivated against the Bears in that playoff game?
Absolutely they were.
They executed great. But, again,
Until they didn't.
Until they didn't. No doubt about that. We've had a few guests on over the last several days to talk about A Road at Night, the documentary about Howard Moore and his family and the tragedy that struck them 7 years ago now, as Greg Gard mentioned. And Howard continues to need care, and as he continues on his very long road back, one of the ways that you can support is this month. going to see A Road at Night. It is the documentary chronicling his story and the tragedy that changed his family, and you can see it on the big screen at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison this week. Now, if you go to aroadatnight.com, there are still a few tickets available for the Thursday night event, which will benefit Howard's family and Howard, and all of the proceeds throughout the run at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison will do that. Runs through starts Friday and runs through the 19th, and there's post-screening panels during the opening weekend on Friday night. It's going to be with director John Roach, who's been on the show and did a phenomenal job telling this story, and Jarrell Moore, Howard's son. On Saturday, you heard Stan Van Gundy on our show. He will be part of that Badger basketball roundtable, along with Rashard Griffith and Andy Kilbride. And then on Sunday, will be a powerful conversation on faith, family, and healing. A Road at Night, again, running the 13th, which is Friday, through the 19th at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison, and all proceeds support Howard Moore's ongoing care. Find the showtimes and get tickets at aroadatnight.com. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Giannis is staying in Milwaukee, but for how long?
This story isn't over. It's not even close to over, but it does buy the Bucks time.
Stay up to date on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. President's Day at Steinhoffels. Save at least 10% off store-wide. Spend over $4,999 and get a 65-inch 4K smart TV only at Steinhoffels. Wisconsin men's hoops on the short end in a loss to Indiana. A charge call on Nick Boyd costing the Badgers a win. Greg Gard's reflection on the results during his time on Wilde and Tausch.
We just got to do a better job of putting ourselves not in that position, and there's a lot of things to learn from it, but again, I go back to the intent of the rule change was to eliminate that from being a charge, and that those are supposed to be blocked, so it didn't go our way, so we have to learn from it and move on.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
You said yes. You set a date.
Now comes the pressure of choosing a ring you'll wear every single day, forever.
That's why Chalmers Jewelers is hosting our Wedding Band Trunk Show.
Join us February 20th in Madison and the 21st and 22nd in Middleton.
Every wedding band vendor will be in-house, bringing their entire lineup. More styles and designs than your Pinterest board can handle.
Appointments are filling up fast, so reserve your spot now.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
From the opening kickoff to the fifth quarter, through the cold, the rain, and the grind of Saturdays in Camp Randall, Badgers don't quit. It's the roar on third down, the jump around that shakes the stadium, the traditions you bring to life every game day. Badgers are in it together, and the 2026 season starts with you. Wisconsin football season tickets are on sale now. Lock in your seats for every home game at uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. Be a part of what it means to be a Badger.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Gruber Law Offices, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Call us today if you've been injured. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
At least I've got this quality royalty-free music to elevate my mood.
Got
quick
some more
question.
additions coming to that rotation pretty soon,
I'm
too.
very excited.
Yeah.
More of this Sabrina Carpenter knockoff. I'm excited about that. If Jordan Love does this, what we're asking, the greater fire, as some in the YouTube comments are saying, and he doesn't execute it particularly convincingly, are we then not talking, and I'm sure Bears fans would be, about how inauthentic or contrived he comes off then? Oh, listen to the Packers quarterback trying to talk like a tough guy when that's not who he is. He is who he is. In fact, let's have another piece of evidence as to
Oh, boy.
he is who he is. And you should be who you are. Jesse, is this from Tausch's favorite podcast? Is this where
Pro
this comes
Football Talk, which is on Peacock, courtesy of Peacock with this one. Yes.
There's a lot of things not to like about that for old boy.
I'll be honest. I think this one's better.
Okay.
Brian Gutekunst said you played some of your best football down the stretch this season. What grade would you give yourself for 2025?
Man, for 2025, I always leave room for improvement. So I say a B+ for this season. I think for me personally, I think I definitely made some improvements. Played some pretty consistent ball. And I think for us as a unit, it's all about just getting better and finding ways to improve on all the little things and being able to finish games and put a playoff run together. But for myself, there was a lot of goals I came into this season with just trying to be a consistent player, limit the turnovers, and grow as a leader of the team. And I think I hit on all those things.
That guy in the background has one heck of a beard, by the way. A B+, Tausch.
Yeah. I think that's a fair grade for him.
Leaving some room for improvement. How much improvement is there? How much room for improvement is there from him? Because he's right, he did limit the turnovers.
I thought he played a lot smarter. I thought Jordan had a good season, and I think he got better from where he did the previous season. I think he's got room to grow, no doubt. But I thought he played well, and I think that B+, I think that's where most people would have had him, is right about in that area.
What grade do you give this guy's beard?
A+.
Lost member of ZZ Top.
A+ beard. Look at that.
Beard.
Years of work
Strong.
there.
How do you live with that?
What do you mean?
First of all, when you shower, do you have to use shampoo on that? Do you wash it like you would your hair?
They have, beard shampoo. There's a whole company that does that.
So you got two different shampoos working when you're in the shower? You got to do the beard
I don't
one?
I don't think you probably shampoo your beard every time you shower. I would think that would be
But you have a beard, right? You have a beard. Yeah. But it's not like I don't want to get into your personal hygiene, but it's a lot less work than that guy's beard must be
No
Like,
doubt.
he's probably getting food in there on a regular basis.
I would
right?
think
Like
that
if you're
he's,
snacking and it dribbles down your chin and it would have normally landed
Save
on
a
your
pretzel.
shirt, instead it's landing in the beard.
You save a pretzel for later. Yep.
That has been our discussion of a B-plus season.
B-plus.
See, what did you think of his grading system and the 6 cliches that came along with it?
I'm afraid to say, but I think B+ is probably the most milquetoast of all the grades that you could possibly give yourself. But that's him. Yeah.
On brand.
I mean, this is what there's nothing he doesn't rally the troops. He doesn't ignite the fan base. He doesn't say anything that's super compelling. His play on the field is really good, but not exceptionally great in any particular aspect. I'm starting to understand that he's not Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and Bart Starr.
This just in. Big thanks to Joshua, who has searched out our favorite song from our rotation of royalty-free music. Better on Me, presented by Universal Production Music.
Ah.
So if you've been looking to add that to your Spotify playlist, here's your opportunity. We will kick off the 11 o'clock hour without Better on Me. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, this is Jonathan Blackwell of Wisconsin Badgers basketball. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, trusted and local experts providing the best quality roof, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Get your free estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com. Big game at the top of the Big Ten standings tonight for Wisconsin men's basketball. Road trip continues in Champaign as Wisconsin faces 8th-ranked Illinois. Tip time set for 7 o'clock. Streaming exclusively on Peacock tonight. Illinois listed as a 10.5-point favorite, according to most sportsbooks, for tonight's game. Wisconsin an 8th-ranked Illinois. 7 o'clock tip tonight in Champaign as the Badgers look to bounce back from their controversial overtime loss to Indiana on Saturday afternoon. Milwaukee Bucks fall last night, 118-99 on the road against the Orlando Magic. Snaps a 3-game winning streak for the Bucks. Good news is they get another chance with the Magic tomorrow night in Orlando. Second straight game featuring the same two teams in the same place. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock tip. You're on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Tuesday night hoops, girls basketball, Zimbrick Honda's Prep Mania, Verona and La Follette tonight on YouTube.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. And Jesse, what is our actual one of our favorites, since Evan is always third in our power rankings, from Unsportsmanlike. What does Chris Canty, who we definitely have higher than him, what does he have going on that you were so interested in?
So I wanted to do a Power Rankings Tuesday today. You know, it's a popular time of the year where we start looking ahead to Super Bowl contenders for next year. And, of course, the Green Bay Packers with those types of aspirations. And I had something thought up for us to do. But then on my drive in this morning, I heard Chris Canty's 2026 NFL season Super Bowl contender power rankings. And I thought this would better serve a conversation for us to review what Chris Canty of Unsportsmanlike, he is a Super Bowl champion. He's very knowledgeable of the game. We know that. His rankings of the top contenders for next year. Understanding, and he said this on the show this morning, understanding there's a long way to go until the season kicks off. We've got a draft. We've got free agency. We got a lot of things that still need to shake out until next year. But as we sit here today, his list of top Super Bowl contenders for next year. And I even had a little help from my assistant to put up this graphic.
Oh, who's your new assistant? Albert's Intelligence?
Chat Old T. Top 5 Super Bowl contenders for the 2026 NFL season, according to Chris Canty. Number 5, the Los Angeles Chargers. Number 4.
Everybody's on the Chargers.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But it's because they're going to get their couple linemen back that have been hurt.
And they upgraded their, theoretically anyway, upgraded their offensive coordinator, they think.
Yep. Harbaugh and Herbert. I feel like their stock is always high in the offseason.
Mike McDaniel's going to be all the difference.
Playing 17 road games is very tough. Very tough.
Number 4 on Chris Canty's list, the Denver Broncos. Kind of interesting that two AFC West teams are in at 5 and 4.
They caught every break this year. Now they're a good team. Their defense will be good again, but they caught every break, and old Jimmy Leonard went bye-bye. I think Denver's going to slip. I called, if you guys don't recall, I told y'all last year Denver's going to be good.
You did?
But that Green Bay would lose to them out there. That was the only game on the schedule I felt wasn't going to happen. And it didn't.
Number 3,
thought there was more
slippage.
The New England Patriots.
Slippage.
Who just lost the Super Bowl, and all the haters who said they probably didn't belong in the Super Bowl might have been right.
Yeah, slippage. Right now, I look at 3 teams, or 2 teams. I will when you name number 2. Slippage so far. I think both teams are going to slip down from where they were this last season.
Number 2, the Chicago Bears. Chris Canty with the Bears above the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Chargers, and everybody except number 1, the reigning Super Bowl champion, Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, I guess he's nut-whacking it. Seattle Seahawks in at number 1. So again, Chris Canty's top 5 Super Bowl contenders for next year as of today. Chargers, Broncos, Patriots, Bears, Seahawks. And then there were 2 teams that he listed as honorable mentions. The Ravens and the Rams. So the Packers not even sniffing Chris Canty's list for top Super Bowl contenders. And Michelle Smallman, our resident Packers fan infiltrating the Unsportsmanlike show, did not dispute that. Your thoughts?
Can I just read something briefly? It's a list of teams. The Dallas Cowboys, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Washington Commanders, the New Orleans Saints, the Cincinnati Bengals, the New York Giants, the Minnesota Vikings, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Cleveland Browns, and the Green Bay Packers. Do you know what all those teams have in common?
Nope.
Those are the teams that the Chicago Bears defeated during the course of the 2025 season. Those are their 11 wins. The Vikings finished 9-8, so they had a winning record. The Packers finished 9-7-1. They had a winning record. And the Philadelphia Eagles finished 11-6, so they had a winning record. The Steelers 10-7. So 4 games out of the 11 that they won were over teams that were over 500. One of them was 11 wins or more, and that would be the Eagles. They are going to play a first-place schedule, which I really think only affects, 2 games, right, with how that rotation works? But when you predict slippage, and I know Bears fans infiltrate our YouTube comments and other aspects of our show, do you think the Bears are going to experience some slippage, a lot of slippage, or very little slippage next season?
Well, I need to see what they do in helping their pass rush. If they go pick up a Max Crosby, which has been rumored, I don't think there'll be a ton of slippage. I think of those teams, Seattle I'm giving a ton of credit to. I'm not going to say slippage. They're the nut whack. They deserve it. They are the champions. Denver will slip. New England will slip. I don't see either of those teams going 14-3 again. I don't envision that. So that's slippage. The Bears, I think if they can get to 11 or 12 wins would be a heck of a year again. I think Ben Johnson's done a heck of a job there. And I'm not going to disrespect what Chicago's done. I'm also not going to say they're the favorites in the NFC North. I won't go there. But as we sit here and look at that list, is it absurd that the Chicago Bears are ahead of the Rams? Yes, it is. It is absurd. I would argue that the San Francisco 49ers should be ahead of the Bears. If you don't want to put the Green Bay Packers ahead of them, I get it. The way the season ended and how it played out, we deserve what we've gotten. But looking at this thing big picture, to leave the Rams and or the 49ers out of this equation, Rams I would put as number 2 in this contenders for next season, because I think they are going to come back locked and loaded, and they are going to be my favorite in the NFC to win it next year, as we sit here today on the whatever day it is.
Jesse, are you on board with this take from Chris Canty as well, or no?
I think the Packers should be on the list. I think the injuries to Tucker Kraft and to Micah Parsons were so significant and derailed a team that was well on its way to potentially a 1 seed in the NFC. And
you're not putting them ahead of Seattle or the Rams.
I wouldn't put them ahead of Seattle. I would put them ahead of the Rams. I think the Rams could be due for, there's a lot of veterans on that team. And while they have a good system and a great head coach that gets the best out of them.
Besides Stafford and Adams, who's their veterans that you're worried about?
If you would have told me if the Packers played the Rams instead of the Broncos, whatever week that was in early December, who wins the game straight up head-to-head? I think it's a toss-up, but I think I would have felt really good about the Packers beating the Rams at that point. So if both teams essentially run it back this year, I'd feel pretty good about it. The Seahawks look like they're loaded. They've got a great coach and great defense, and Darnold's playing well and all that stuff, so obviously they're going to be tough to beat. Besides the Seahawks, I think a healthy Green Bay Packers with all of their best players on the field playing at their best can contend with anybody.
Boy, here, if we're going to say what Tausch said, which I agree with, about the Bears and getting help for their pass rush, how exactly do we view where the Packers are at with the number of players from their 2022 draft class that do not appear ticketed for extensions and the holes that they have in their roster from their offensive line to their defensive line to their cornerback position to their special teams lack of emphasis? I don't have a problem with them not being on the list because I think Goody's got a lot of work to do this offseason. Now, Goody doesn't think so. Goody disputed that as well, publicly.
But he does. Yeah.
Right.
He knows.
I don't know. I think he's got a really big offseason ahead of him. And if he's as good as we've thought he's been, he's got to fill some holes with good, serviceable, largely inexpensive players, and he's got to figure out some pretty important pieces along with getting guys.
Does Rashawn Gary end up with the Lions or the Bears? He's going to pick one of those two. He's going to end up with one of those two teams. If Max Crosby doesn't go, because Max Crosby's going to get traded. I think he wants to go to the New England Patriots. The Detroit Lions, he's an Eastern Michigan guy. They wanted him a couple years ago. Pair him up with Hutch. That would be intriguing.
Yeah.
But Rashawn Gary, I believe, after he gets released, he'll probably have a little chip on his shoulder, and I think Packer fans would be fine until he ends up sacking Jordan Love in one of these games and then getting really irritated.
So do you believe that if he is released, which we are all presuming will occur, that will be the fire that it needs to be lit beneath him that will lead him to
the wind beneath his wings, if you will?
If you will, yeah. That he will play at a closer approximation to being the player we thought he might be.
I don't know.
I don't either. Part of you says, I don't want him going to one of those teams if he's supremely motivated. On the other hand, I'm kind of like, from what I've seen, he should have been motivated already. And it hasn't happened, so maybe I should be concerned.
His last 8 or 9 games weren't good enough. I would hope he looks at it this offseason, and I think he just lost. It looked like he lost a little bit of quickness. And I don't know where his power is at. I don't know if he was dinged up. Doesn't sound like it.
Matt LaFleur said very clearly, and he had an opportunity to fudge his answer, right? Well, everybody's dealing with something. He could have said that, right? Obviously, it wasn't enough for him to be on the injury report, because otherwise they'd have been violating injury report rules, and the Packers don't do that, right? They put everybody and their brother that's got a hangnail on their injury report. They never did that with him, and then when asked if there was an injury that we weren't aware of, first word out of his mouth, Matt LaFleur said, no. Very clear, no. So, which again, I don't know. Maybe he protects a guy that he feels better about.
Packers should not be on that list. Just in reference to Jesse, the Packers should not be on that list. They are who they are. The record is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We're a 7-seed, 9-7-1 football team that got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs to our arch rival. That's not a top 5 Super Bowl contender. Not yet. It's a new season. It's going to be new players. There's going to be a lot of newness. And the big newness is going to be getting those 2 cats back and Devontae Wyatt. There's 3 cats back.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be what you're banking on, because I don't know how much money they have to spend. They'll be able to go pick up a free agent if they want. If they find somebody, they'll figure it out. But they're banking, and Mr. Policy, with the decisions he made, is banking on our roster's good enough, our coaching's good enough, we need better injury luck. That's what he was banking on when he made the decision to run this thing back in full like he did. And we'll see if that was a wise decision or not come next season.
Well said. Let's play some trivia. Jesse, what do you got queued up for today, and what caller would you like?
Big game for the Badgers tonight against Illinois, 8th-ranked Illinois in Champaign. We are celebrating with a Badgers Trivia Tuesday.
And what caller would you like?
Illinois is ranked 8th. How about number 8?
Sounds great. Caller 8 right now. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 8 plays trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious With multiple engine options and impressive towing, Wells Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability.
Nice.
Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella Windows and Doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Here's to a Wisconsin winter you will always remember. To playing outdoors in a winter wonderland. Here's to cozying up around the fire and holding someone close. And to staying downtown, where the food scene makes your heart sing. And to celebrating moments frozen in time. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your winter getaway at travelwisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow. A Road at Night is a documentary chronicling former Badgers player and coach Howard Moore and the 2019 tragedy that forever changed his family. You can see it on the big screen at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison, February 13th through the 19th, with exclusive post-screening panels during the opening weekend. A Road at Night, February 13th through 19th at Marcus Point Cinema in Madison. All proceeds support Howard Moore's ongoing care. Find showtimes and get tickets right now at aroadatnight.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Jesse, quick question. We've had Jason's call. We've had Mark's call, even though we talk about how those are dead names. Do we ever have other Jessies?
We had a texter. I think there's one Jesse in Madison who has texted in. No, Jesse.
Heart above the eye?
No heart, no. Although, happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate.
If you keep talking about your wife's
Did they move
colleagues at
Valentine's
work,
Day?
you're not celebrating.
Is it? They moved it to the 10th?
Valentine's week. Happy Valentine's week.
I don't think that's a thing.
Well,
Maybe
be that as it may. Time now for trivia presented by Iron Jock and Cousin Subs.
Uh-oh. My button's not working. Why is my button working? All right, I'll have to get that figured out at the end.
Iron Jock.
Well, why don't you just do the big voice guy? Just fill in for him.
Well, I don't know what he's supposed to say anymore.
Well, there's something about the strawberry, the chocolate-covered strawberry shake and the Reuben and. All right, well, let's welcome in our contestant while Jesse tries to figure that out. And his name is not Jesse. His name is Bruce, and he is in Bayview. Bruce, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, guys. Hey,
all right, here we go.
I hate when my button doesn't work.
Yeah, I know.
Me too, Bruce.
Yes.
Yeah. You want that button working, especially on Valentine's week. Am I right?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, my wedding anniversary is on Valentine's Day. It'll be 39 years this year.
Oh, wow.
Congrats. Bruce, do you have to do anything special because it's both? You got to go above and beyond?
Little combo platter, poo-poo platter.
Do you regret it being Valentine's Day, in other words?
No regrets on that. I think we've gone past doing special things. We enjoy each other and go out for a nice dinner maybe, or cook something nice at home.
Okay. I'm glad you enjoy each other.
Yeah, Jason, go for it. Go for it, Jason.
I would say this.
Jason, what were you going to say?
Whose idea was it to get married on Valentine's Day? Because for those, and I don't have this issue, but some do, remembering their wedding anniversaries seems like a really smart maneuver to not have that problem.
Actually, my wife's parents were also Valentine's Day wedding.
What?
I love it. It's tradition. I guess your kids are locked in on a date now as well. All right, question number one, Bruce, is this. Wisconsin, as you may have heard, plays 8th-ranked Illinois tonight on the road in Champaign-Urbana. What is the nickname for the Illinois student section at their home basketball games? Is it the Orange Crush, the Orange Juice, or Orange You Glad tonight's game isn't on Peacock? But it is.
I'm going to go with Orange Crush.
Smart maneuver. Well done. Orange You Glad.
It is on Peacock, Tausch.
I see that now, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. I'll be unavailable.
You want to come over?
After Gardo's comments yesterday, I might be pulling back a little bit and take a little beat. After Greg.
Because he asked you not to proclaim them as a Final Four team? Your feelings are hurt?
He basically said he doesn't want Tausch talking about Badger basketball at all.
By Friday, I'll be back in, and I'm going to probably declare that they're a Final Four team on Monday.
After they win tonight without you watching. Yeah.
Actually, I will not be watching.
Question to Bruce. Wisconsin and Illinois met in the 2024 Big Ten Men's Basketball Tournament Championship game. In which city was that Big Ten tournament played? Was it in Minneapolis, Washington, D.C., or Viva Las Vegas?
I'm going to go with Vegas.
I didn't know the answer to this. Tausch, do you know?
It's Minneapolis, then.
It's Minneapolis, yeah. Well done. Too late, but good job. Yeah, Minneapolis. I did not know that. I would have gotten that wrong as well.
I believe that's the
I'm
only
assuming
time.
Fiserv will get one, right?
That'd be
They'll get
cool.
one in Milwaukee, then if they're moving it around like they are, Milwaukee should get one.
Has it been?
Yeah.
Right?
It's been in Vegas?
Has it, or are they going to Vegas? I don't know if it's been to Vegas yet.
I know Big Ten Media Days were for football, like West, right?
Yeah, they did. They did Vegas for Media Day last year for football, right?
Yeah, I knew that was something.
They've been to Madison Square Garden. They've been to D.C., but that was almost a decade ago now. Indianapolis and Chicago are the regulars. Minneapolis got one. I'm not sure why.
Well,
yeah,
there's
Milwaukee
a Big
should
Ten
get
team
it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milwaukee will get one.
All right, Bruce, let's bounce back. Question 3. Tonight is the 140th meeting in a men's basketball game between Wisconsin and Illinois since 1949. The Badgers have only played one other team more than Illinois in that time frame. Jeez, Jesse?
Yikes.
Now, this is a fun
Yeah,
fact.
thanks for the cookie.
It's a toughie, but it's a fun fact once you learn it.
Which team is it? Is it Minnesota, Indiana, or Michigan State?
I'm going to rule out Michigan State. I'm going to go with Minnesota.
Well,
go Minnesota too.
Perhaps you should have ruled in Michigan State, because
Really?
I would have gone Minnesota
Yikes.
too, right? We are unanimously wrong.
Well, we think
Really,
we're wrong.
really easy question there. Yeah.
According to SportsReference.com, reviewing Wisconsin's opponents since 1949.
And why did we pick 1949?
Because that is when schools were classified as major schools, as in Division I in college
Tom
basketball.
Izzo was still coaching then, right?
Nice.
Oh,
Sick burn, bro. Yeah. Judd
According-
Heathcote, I
Pretty good,
think.
Bruce.
According to this, outputs include games since 1949 where both schools were classified as major schools.
I don't even know what that means.
Michigan State and Wisconsin have played 144 times. Illinois and Wisconsin have played 139 times, tonight being 140. Minnesota 135. Ohio State 135, Michigan 134.
I've lost interest in this.
Northwestern
Okay.
133.
This question was crap.
Indiana, Iowa, and
How about
Purdue
UCLA?
131.
Is there
One
a
of the
fourth
real-
question
one of the
that
real
might be
rivals
easier?
so many times.
No, there will not be a fourth question. It's a very reasonable request. I got to be honest, Jesse. These questions were way too hard. Nobody even remembers the 2024 Big Ten basketball.
It was a
tournament.
thriller. It came down to the wire.
Nobody remembers where it was.
Wisconsin.
Nobody.
We were at the Kohl Center because it was the WIAA state basketball tournament. They had it up. Wisconsin beat Purdue, I think, in overtime.
Mark Murphy
in the
was proclaiming
semifinal.
the Rodgers era was over. That was fun.
Unbelievable. Bruce, you got one right. But that's all it takes. You got
Sounds
two
good.
entries into Friday's drawing. Happy anniversary. Happy Valentine's Day. And as Tausch famously says, good luck in your trivia drawing at the end of the week with only two entries.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. Roses are red, strawberries are too. The chocolate strawberry shake is calling you. Try it at Cousin Subs.
Along with a Reuben.
There he is.
Man, Jesse, did you think you did a good job on that?
That was a tough segment for Jesse, if we're being honest.
Okay, the first question.
He butchers the big voice guy. His questions suck. What else did you do? There's something else that you did.
The Orange Crush. That's kind of a layup. I think most people know.
Denver's defense in the 80s.
No.
70s and 80s.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Yes.
But, it is, but it's also the Illinois student section is the Orange Crush.
Bielema's buddies.
I don't know how many Badgers fans would remember that they played Purdue.
Which actually is pretty clever, if I have to give Brett some credit.
Familly, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That was
pretty
well
good.
done by them.
It's not as good as Close the Gap.
You don't think it's interesting that Wisconsin has played Michigan State more than any other Big Ten opponent or any other opponent
It's
since...
not whether it's interesting. It's whether or not it is a realistic question to expect one of our fans to get right.
It's a hard one, but you got a 33%
The problem I have
chance.
is I guarantee you, if you look back at the beginning of time, we've played Minnesota more.
Right.
But you put some stupid reference in there
1949.
that, yeah. If you went back to 41, the last time we won a national championship,
Yes.
that would have been something. But you just randomly picked a year.
Well, I'm going based on what...
What are we doing?
I'm going based on what sportsreference.com provided us, which was since
What makes
1949.
sportsreference.com your daddy?
Because when you Google Wisconsin-Illinois all-time series history, that's one of the first options that comes up. It's a reliable, credible source. It's relative
Google's
to...
dead.
No.
Use chat old T.
No, chat old T would probably get it wrong because it doesn't do stats
well,
very
that
well.
stays
bad
on brand.
Sports. Yeah, it's so
That's
bad
on brand
sports.
for old Gel. OJ, if you will.
So now let me just let's not do that. Also, you're now upset that I got something right in trivia? Is that where we're at?
Well, we think.
You're
don't know
upset
for
that
sure
I
that
looked
that's...
it up and got the correct information.
Nobody
You
is
chose
believing that is 100% right.
No, that's fair. You chose an arbitrary year. When they've been defined as large schools or whatever. What is that?
Well, the
Jesse?
Yeah, OJ.
Jesse?
I'll
Jesse?
that.
Jesse? That's it. If you want to talk about this Brewers trade that you're so frustrated that we didn't talk about yesterday, other than you responding to YouTubers, you got to stop. We'll talk about it during Wonelli. Next.
A lot of juice.
The juice is loose.
This is Wildy and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Mark Tauscher here, and Cupid called. He wants you to try Pizza Hut's heart-shaped pizzas. Perfect for date nights, Valentine's gatherings, or treating yourself because, hey, you deserve it. Starting at just $13.99, these heart-shaped pizzas are here to steal hearts and fill stomachs. But hurry up, they're only around for a limited time. Head to your nearest Pizza Hut or order online today at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut doesn't break hearts, they bake them. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Happy New Year and happy new engagement. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. You have heard me talk about corporate, fundraising, and even casino events, but we are also amazing wedding DJs. Never cheesy and always the perfect fit for the perfect couple. Please let us help you narrate your wedding day love story while playing an amazing soundtrack that will rock your dance floor. Create lifelong memories of your one special day. Do it right and do it with celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
There's never been a better time to experience Pella in person and get all your questions answered. Join us at the NARI Spring Home Improvement Show, February 13th through the 15th at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Book your in-home consultation at the show and receive a free Design Works rendering. Rest easy with Pella's 10-year limited warranty and get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Experience the future of recovery at Carbon World Health. They've brought Escape Robotic Massage to Madison, the world's first AI-powered, fully automated therapeutic massage that's customized to your body every time. Using advanced body scanning, Escape maps your muscles and delivers precision-calibrated pressure to release tension, reduce inflammation, and accelerate recovery. Book your Escape session at Carbon World Health and feel what the future of wellness really feels like. Carbon World Health, your body optimized.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Some pretty good discussion in the ESPN Madison YouTube comments. So if you subscribe, like Tausch claims he has but really hasn't, then you can chat in there. Next time we're in the same place, I'd like you to give me your phone. See if we can't get this resolved. If you're logged in, we'll get the chat going for you, because
That'd be fun.
I think people would enjoy your participation in there. But it's about Canty and not recognizing the Bears' defensive shortcomings that were masked by the takeaways that they generated, which I think is an interesting point. That is the Packers had 31 takeaways 2 years ago. This past season, 14. Changes how good of a defense you are when you don't get as many takeaways. No blank, Sherlock. Time now for Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wonelli
on Wildy and Tausch.
At long last, we get to talk about the big Brewers trade yesterday.
Okay.
All the third basemen are going to Boston. The Milwaukee Brewers completing a trade with the Boston Red Sox, sending Caleb Durbin, who was in the running for a long time last year to be NL Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Along with backup third baseman and utility infielders Andrew Monasterio and Anthony Siegler, to the Boston Red Sox in exchange for 3 players, including left-handed starting pitcher Kyle Harrison, who completely fits the mold as a guy that the Brewers are going to turn around into a Cy Young
reclamation project.
Yeah, he's going to be great. He was one of the top prospects with the San Francisco Giants, had some command issues, but had big strikeout numbers. Got traded to Boston in the Rafael Devers trade that they did early last season.
Rafi.
Boston left him in AAA a lot of the year. Now they get it. It's just like Quinn Priester all over. It's going to be great. I think this guy's going to be really good.
Who's going to play third base?
Well,
Roy Howell, Sal
question.
Bando, Don Money?
I think it'll be Joey Ortiz. He played shortstop last year when he wasn't in AAA, and I think he has played third base. I think they'll move him over, and then one of the rising stars, either one of the guys that they got in this trade or Jet Williams was the cornerstone of the Freddie Peralta trade with the Mets.
Short for Jethro.
Great name, Jet Williams. He could be in the running to play shortstop for the Brewers. So there's some different things they're going to look at as we get, spring training, they're reporting later this week. The first game is next Saturday. We're like a little more than 10 days away from the first spring training game.
Dom Catronio on Wilde and Tausch.
And if you look at the depth chart at third base from last year, number 1, number 2, and number 3 are all gone in this trade. I've never seen anything like it. But I trust that the Brewers aren't just going to offload every third baseman they have on the roster if they don't have a plan for what they're doing.
I mean, you said you could play for the Mallards. You could probably go play spring training for the Brewers down there.
Oh, easy. Right? Yeah, I could play spring training for 1 inning.
All right.
Again, I did say for the Mallards I could play second base for 1 inning and we would be fine. I don't know if I would say that for the major league level. That seems a lot harder.
It's fair.
Tausch,
all right, so
thoughts on
we
the
feel
Brewers
good
trade?
about. Yeah, we feel good about getting. We feel good about getting a lefty, right? He's a lefty that's coming over.
Starting pitching depth. He's young, 24, I think his age is. So he's going to be good for a bit.
And I think obviously the Brewers and Matt Arnold have a really good sense of who some of these guys are. If last year was the norm or if it was a little fluky. And you want to, with the way the Brewers build, you have to sell at the right time. You can't let guys that have value and can bring back potential players. What's the lefty's name again, Jesse, that they brought in?
Kyle Harrison is the new one. Yeah.
Kyle Harrison. So you're hoping you catch lightning in a bottle again, because the bottom line on this is you're going to be able to find players that can come in and hit. Are you going to have the power numbers that you're looking for? You got to pay for that, and we're not going to do that. You have to have a chance, you got to have arms. And what Matt Arnold has proven, along with what David Stearns did before that, was the Brewers will find pitching. They will dig deep to get enough arms that can make you competitive. And then the rest of it, they will figure out whether it's with a trade, a young player, someone stepping up. But that player has to be good on defense. And then offensively, you kind of hope you strike lightning. You get lightning in a bottle. Whether or not that's going to happen, we will find out. But I trust Matt Arnold. When he makes decisions, they've been good. So I trust that this decision is going to be the right one for the Milwaukee Brewers.
I would agree with everything Tausch said, and I would just add this one caution. Matt Arnold has been arguably the best of the 3 GMs of late in the major sports. Agreed?
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to bat 1,000.
I'd agree.
So, for Brewers fans' sake, I hope he's right about that.
Well, we could say for sports, Marcus Sedberry, GM of Wisconsin football, so we should include him.
I understand they're getting paid now, but that's
it's
not
a GM,
professional.
General manager.
I understand. All right. Jesse, do you feel good about the conversation that generated that you were so eager to have?
Yeah, and also Jeff Passan outlines this, but I think most Brewers fans know we're loaded with like young infield talent coming up in the minor leagues. Luis Pena, Jesus Made, Cooper Pratt. Those are all names we should get to know, in addition to Jet Williams, Sproat. We're loaded.
Last name Sproat.
Yeah, Brandon Sproat.
Sproatsky.
Yeah.
Sproatsky.
Get to know him. Going to be good.
We're late again. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Wisconsin men's hoops on the short end in a loss to Indiana. A charge call on Nick Boyd costing the Badgers a win. Greg Gard's reflection on the result during his time on Wilde and Tausch.
We just got to do a better job of putting ourselves not in that position, and there's a lot of things to learn from it. But again, I go back to the intent of the rule change change was to eliminate that from being a charge. And so it didn't go our way, so we have to learn from it and move on.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing: a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Molly Brown here for Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle? Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
It starts with a spin, and suddenly, you're not just looking at a screen, you're looking at your winnings. But what would you do with them? Imagine a bubbling private oasis. No noise, no schedule, just you and the view. From imagination to celebration, what would you do with your winnings? Find out today at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Giannis is staying in Milwaukee, but for how long?
This story isn't over. It's not even close to over, but it does buy the Bucks time.
Stay up to date on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Someday we're going to have Rich Eisen on our show and publicly apologize to getting to his show late pretty much every day. Thanks for coming along for the ride with us. Sorry, Rich. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.